ganda ni Zendaya talaga. Yun, narinig ako.
Yun na nga.
Yo guys, live na tayo. Alright, welcome to Tambayang Talong episode 33. Ang totoong episode 33 namin.
Ito na yung totoo, Ben.
Yes, officially. So, welcome mga tigang. And good to see you again, Ivan and Migo D.
Long time.
Long time no see.
Oo nga eh. Parang di tayo magkasama kagabi eh.
Oo nga eh. Kaya sobrang frustrated, nag-inuman na lang, no?
What is a man to do, pare? What is a man to do, pare?
Pero maganda yung nangyari sa ating kagabi na pag-usapan natin yung Dune, basically isang tayo
Yes.
Dune na bago natin. Pero today guys, i-share naman namin sa inyo kung ano yung mga napag-usapan namin. And speaking of napag-usapan, kung kasama namin kayo kahapon, nasabi rin namin yung experiences namin going back to the cinema. So kung hindi namin kayo nakasama, siguro i-rundown namin today yun. Dadaan namin saglit bago kami mag-officially dive in dun sa Dune movie discussion natin. Yan. Anyway, mag-intro muna kayo.
Aha.
Alright guys, so ito na yung official episode 33 ng Tambayang Talong talking about Dune and yung first experience namin sa cinema, yung kagahapon. Sorry guys, medyo nagkaroon kami ng malupitang technical difficulty, pare. Nung una,
Yun na talaga.
kami na may PC pa, may camera pa, may setup pa, may mga mic pa kami. Tapos maya-maya yung isang mic di gumagana, yung mas mahinang mic na lang. Tapos maya-maya yung internet mahina. Tapos maya-maya tangina, naka-cellphone na lang kami.
Tabingi pa.
Sobrang benta nun, gago.
Tabingi pa.
Ay, idalala talaga.
Pero ayun, sana guys, nandito kayo kasi gusto talaga namin pag-usapan yung Dune with you guys kasi we've all believe, even though na magkakaiba kami ng perspective ng konti, we all believe na Dune is something very special. Alam mo yun. So, we'll talk more about that on the episode. So, yeah. Let's keep it going, guys.
Yun na mga pre. Ako nga pala si Evanders, sound streamer ng Talong Gaming. Welcome sa episode 33. Yung totoo na. Yung kahapon kasi episode 32.5 yun eh. So, pantawid lang namin yun. So, ito episode 33. Pentang ina. Siguro para sa mga tropa natin hindi nakakita, gagawa na lang ako. Sobrang late lang na highlight videos ng 3 video na nilabas namin. Yung 3 attempt sa live episode namin kahapon para makita lang ng mga ibang tropa na hindi nakanood. Pero, ito na mga pre, yung totoong episode 33. Re-review na namin yung Dune. Tama si Migo. Meron kami iba-ibang tingin dun sa movie. Pero, excited ako pag-usapan to dahil sa matagal na ako hindi nakakita ng gantong klaseng movie. Tapos let alone sa sinihan, pare. So, yun na nga mga tol. Excited na ako.
Okay, ako naman si Watch, and guys, welcome to Tambayang Talong episode 33. Like you said, officially, ito na yung aming episode 33 kahapon talaga. Grabe ang ganda na setup namin, sir. Sobrang ganda talaga
ang ganda talaga ng setup.
Pare, hindi laptop ang dinadala sa setup. PC talaga. Kagad yung aming production company.
Oo.
Kuna na yung lights talaga, lahat ng microphone.
May mga mic kami.
Okay. Ganda ng mic. Sabay, bang! Hindi kinaya.
Awit yun.
Awit. Sayang. Tapos mga ano yun? Siguro total 2 hours and a half. 2 hours and a half ang
yung setup, no?
Ang ginamit namin.
Yung nagkakagulo tayo dun. Oo.
Uy, si Daddy Kim, andito pala. What's up, Cargo? What's up, Daddy Kim?
Kamusta?
Si Kim David, isa sa mga teammates ko na sobrang tanda na pero sobrang batak. Kasi nasa mga
kailangan pa
yan. 60 na siya.
Sobrang tanda.
Oo, tanda yan. Sobrang tanda yan. Mga 60s na yan, pero grabe, sobrang
inahayop.
Dilf tawag namin dyan.
Mga mga Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Daddy, I like to football. Ganon ka. Daddy, I like to football.
Correct.
Football player yan eh. So yun.
Exactly.
Dilf. Galing yan.
Yan ang malupitang segue, pare.
Malupitang segue, di ba? Kunwari ka pa, Kim. Ito naman.
Alright, meron na tayong 8 viewers, guys. So, sa mga 8 viewers ngayon, thank you guys for joining us. Again, For this episode, pag-uusapan namin yung Dune na movie at saka yung experience namin going back into cinemas again. So,
Mhm.
ano guys, simulan na ba natin to pare? Kasi medyo excited na ako
Simulan natin.
pag-usapan to.
Simulan natin.
Okay.
Sige, daan natin saglit yung cinema experience ulit. Para doon sa
Mhm.
mga friends natin na hindi natin
Yeah.
nakasama kahapon. So,
Yeah.
ako simulan ko na to. Para mabilis na naman to.
Yeah.
Sobrang okay yung experience ko kahapon. Especially sa Green Hills Dolby Atmos. Green Hills Promenade Dolby Atmos. Maganda ang experience kahapon doon. First of all, malinis yung area. Tapos saka malaki yung seats. So, I guess yung 310 na binayad namin for the Dolby Atmos, mas mura siya compared before. Hindi ako nagkakamali kasi above
Yeah.
400 ata yun, di ba? So,
Before,
in terms
I
of
think it's like 380.
Oh.
380 to 400, parang depende ata sa movies din sometimes, di ba?
More or less.
So in terms of the whole experience, it's basically almost the same as before kasi papasok ka lang naman, manonood.
Mhm.
Siguro I would say ang downside lang is bawal ka kumain ng food and bawal yung drinks, which is basically at our stage in the pandemic, I guess medyo
Understandable naman.
Understandable pa siya, di ba? But regarding the movie house itself, okay siya, wala akong masabi. So I highly suggest if you guys are gonna watch a movie, I would just say na make sure yung movie na panoorin nyo is going to be visually and sensory experience. Kasi if you're gonna watch a movie na feeling nyo, di naman ganun kaganda yung magiging visuals, yung magiging sound, I highly won't encourage you to basically risk it. For me personally, might as well risk it for big movies talaga. Maybe let's say the upcoming movies like Spider-Man,
Yes.
Venom, maybe those kind of. I mean, also this one, Dune. I would highly recommend watch Dune on the cinemas kasi iba yung experience niya dahil yung sounds ng Dune buo na buo. So, in terms of full experience, I'm really happy and glad to actually experience movies again. Specifically, second day lang
sobrang
nung
saya.
opening, di ba?
Oo.
Ayun. Ayun naman.
Sarap sa feeling men nung pagbabalik talaga dun sa sinihan. Kasi, ano mo yun, yung pagpasok pa lang namin, pero no joke yun, yung parang tipong parang kinikilabutan akong pagpasok ko dun sa, yung papasok ng madilim, di ba? Parang may hagdan ng onte, tapos pagkita mo dun sa chairs, pare, sobrang sarap ng pakiramdam ko. Kasi, ang tagal na natin ginawa yun. Although, bumalik ako sa sinihan para sa registration ko ng voter's ID. Pero kasi hindi ka naman manonood na sine dun, pre. Pero yung grabe talaga yung sinihan dun sa Green Hills sa Promenade sa Dolby Atmos Theater nila. Kasi parang yun nga, sinabi ni paring watch to kahapon, tsaka kinalabit niya ako kahapon nung nanonood kami dun sa sinihan. Pinalabas nga yung Batman trailer. Parehas kaming natuwa dun sa Batman trailer, mga pre, na parang compared sa pinapanood natin sa monitor, kahit gaano pa kalaki ang monitor mo o TV mo, pare, ibang-iba pa rin talaga yung nasa sinihan ka.
Yes.
Iba yung sounds,
Amen,
iba yung feeling lang talaga na nandun ka, na sobrang dilim tapos parang may sobrang laking screen na nasa harapan mo. Ang sarap lang talaga sa feeling. Tsaka, yun nga, parang okay na din kasi sa bagay sa ganong klaseng sinihan naman, parang bibihira yung maingay. Pero kasi ayoko rin talaga na maingay na sinihan eh. So, parang mas na-enjoy ko yung ganong klaseng ang tawag dyan, yung watching experience. Kasi, sa totoo lang, pagka pangit yung sinihan, pangit din yung mga tao nando sa loob. Minsan maingay. So, tangin na men. Putang ina, nakakapigon.
Pangit pala kayo eh.
Di naman, pangit na ugali. Pwedeng maganda pero pangit ugali eh. Mali. Akin. Ikaw, amigo.
Well, ako pare, ang masasabi ko, I think the very main concern of our audience or anyone else going back to the cinema is the safety. If anything, guys, going to the cinemas is quote-unquote as safe as if you were going to the grocery. As safe as going to, I think mas safe pa nga manood ng movie kaysa mag-ikot sa mall to be honest. Kasi sa mall, hindi mo alam kung sino yung mga nakakahalubilo mo doon eh. Kasi in the cinemas, especially in prominent Green Hills, they really require you to show a vaccination card, and at the same time they're really stringent, or yung filtering process nila sa bago ka papasukin is very hindi naman strict in a sense na kupal, pero very necessary. Alam mo yun, very necessary yung nila pag-screen nila sa mga pumapasok. So in terms of safety, guys, I would say it's pretty safe. Bawal magtanggal ng mask. Pwede mag-angat ng face shield as usual kasi hindi naman talaga gumagana yun. Pero,
bullshit.
yun nga, Amen. Pero in terms of cleanliness, guys, kung mapapansin niyo yung mga showing times ngayon sa cinema, parang ang tagal ng break between
Mm.
between showings. Parang kunyari yung first showing 1 p.m., yung susunod, bakit 4:30? Ang laki ng agwat nung dalawa. It's because they really dedicate the time to really disinfect the entire theater,
Mm.
and also meron silang from what I understand, Ayala Malls have this parang air filtering process na ginagawa nila during the movie and also after the movie. So in terms of safety, guys, I think you guys are pretty safe. Pero
Yeah.
kung kayo yung tao na talagang sobrang takot lumabas, then maybe don't, because alam mo yun, kung takot kayo sa araw, di dyan na lang kayo sa bahay nyo, parang yung sa movie ni
Yeah.
Will Ferrell na may kapatid siya na natakot sa araw. Anyway, I don't want you to be that, guys. I want you guys to be safe and to live your life and to
Oo.
enjoy the theaters again, the cinemas again, kasi it's really
Yes.
worth it.
Mhm.
Mura siya. Nagulat ako mas mura, kala ko magiging mas mahal kasi mas konti yung seats na
Yun nga eh.
available. So it's safe, guys. I would say it's safe. So yun, I would say in terms of safety, it is very good. Tapos yung feeling ko pa rin, nood ako ng cinema uli sa theaters para akong virgin uli sa sinehan eh. Alam mo yun, parang iba yung epicness nung sounds, nung Dolby Atmos, yung laki ng theaters. It just doesn't compare on the past 700 days on how we consume our content and our movies. For the past 700 days, nasa laptop lang tayo or TV, parang sinabi nga ni Ivan, ibang-iba pa rin talaga pag nasa sinehan ka,
Yeah.
guys.
Oo.
Iba yung immersion mo sa story, iba yung pagkain sa'yo nung sound design nung movie, which Dune is really sensational in executing. So we'll
Yes.
touch more about that later. Pero as of the moment, guys, kung worry nyo yung movies, if it's safe, it's safe. So go ahead. And parang sinabi ni Watch, make sure yung papanoorin nyo is really the movie that you guys want to watch. Huwag yung bahala na. Kasi, alam mo yun, it is safe, pero I wouldn't say it's risk-free. Alam mo yun, I don't want to be that irresponsible guy to tell you guys to just go ahead.
Oo.
It's definitely safe enough, pero you need to weigh out your, alam mo yun, your chances. Parang, kung ito ba yung last movie mo papanood mo, okay lang ba sa'yo? Ako, parang for me, if Dune's going to be the last movie I watch, the only reason I will be sad is because I wouldn't be there for the sequels.
Oo.
Mhm. Alright.
Ayun.
Okay. So yun lang ang cinema experience namin. If gusto niyo panoorin yung high-tech video namin kahapon. Mas more like expound kami dyan. So meron kaming high-tech video, panoorin lang. Malalaman niyo kung high-tech yung video namin pag tabingi. So pag nakalap yung video tabingi,
Oo, nag-a-adjust
tama
kami.
yung pinapanood nyo.
O ano yan, 5D yan pare, kaya tabing 5D.
Kami na
Kailangan naka-Oculus sila dapat doon pare.
Tama. Nag-stream na kami pa mag-a-adjust. Kayo na mag-adjust, di ba? O yun. So anyway guys, first
Tangina, tawa
impression
ako
regarding
talaga
this.
ito kahapon. Tinitignan ko yung mga video pa. Tangina, nagawa talaga ako ng highlights nun, pre.
So nakakatawa, di mo natin dinelete, no? Ako rin.
Oo, gago. Wag mo na yung delete, gago.
Pagkag mo na yan dyan, pabayaan mo na yan. Okay naman eh.
Para makita
Anyway,
nila yung
first impression
setup.
of Doom. Ha?
Para makita nila yung setup natin kahapon.
Yes, sige. Pwede yun. Anyway, first impression of Doom or anything related to that? Bayran ba kayong news prior to this movie?
Yun, just like I said earlier, guys, magkakaroon to ng, it's gonna be a trilogy. So, just so you guys know, magkakaroon pa ng 2 movies. Ito, still being directed by Denis Villeneuve, my favorite director of all time. Tapos, apparently, nalaman ko lang to recently, si George Lucas, he took inspiration from Dune, yung book, because Dune used to be a book
Nice.
nung 60s, I would say. I'm not really sure what year, guys, yung book, kung kailan lumabas yung Dune, pero George Lucas took inspiration from Dune, tapos that's when he wrote Star Wars. That's why kung pinanood niyo yung Dune, guys, there's a lot of parang, alam mo yun, kumbaga nag-rhyme yung story as George Lucas would say. Nag-rhyme yung mga themes somewhat. Kasi he really took inspiration from the book. So, yun. I would say that's one of the things na I would like to say before the deep dive, the discussion.
Men, ito naman parang Nung una narinig ko kasi yung Dune, tawag dyan, nakita ko sila Timothy Chalamet tsaka si Zendaya yun nga yung kinast na mga lead actors daw. Tapos, parang nung una ko to nakita, sabi ko, magiging parang seryosong klaseng movie to kasi as far as I know, si Timothy Chalamet, parang ganong klaseng mga roles yung kinukuha niya. Hindi yung mga seryoso talaga, parang hindi pwede pang basurang movie kumbaga. So parang ako naintriga ako nung pinakita nila to. Tapos habang ginagawa nila yung marketing for the movie, nalaman ko na okay, remake pala to ng isang ng movie na Dune. Tapos parang sci-fi siya. So ako medyo mahilig din ako sa sci-fi. Na kung hindi na mahalata, mahilig ako sa Star Wars, 'di ba? So nung ang tawag diyan, nung nalaman ko nga yun, sabi ko, nag-research ako ng onte about dun sa Dune. Parang hindi pa nagpapakita ng mga trailers, pero parang na-hype na ako. So, going into this movie, medyo mataas na yung expectations ko. Actually, isa to sa mga natin, yung parang isa sa mga most anticipated movies natin na hindi comic book
pare.
movie, pare. So, nung nalaman namin na magkakaroon nga ng babalik na yung sinihan dito sa Pilipinas, parang sabi ko, pinakamaganda nga na panoorin natin is Dune talaga. Yun yung una natin panoorin. Kaya yun.
Naalala ko nagkaroon tayo ng discussion pare about yung mga upcoming cinemas. I think it was a meeting eh. Tapos sinabi ko sa inyo, guys, alam niyo ba yung Dune? Tapos doon ko unang sa inyo sinabi na gago, kailangan niyo i-check to, gago. Kasi
Ina.
legit siya.
Putang ina.
Isa to sa mga unang mga yung first few weeks of us working together, I think.
Oo.
Yung pina-plot down natin yung details ng mga future shows. I think I remember telling you guys about this movie because
Tangay na ganong katagal na tayo naghihintay.
yes,
Yeah,
fuck,
actually.
pare.
Alam ko dapat i-release to earlier this year kung hindi nagka-pandemic.
Okay.
Ang alam ko.
Yeah,
yun ang alam
Dinelay
ko.
pa rin pala to.
Na-delay lang din siya dahil sa pandemic and everything. Anyway, I thought actually, nung first time ko narinig yung Dune, akala ko another Christopher Nolan film. Kaya sobrang parang, wow, okay, meron naman bagong Christopher Nolan film. It turns out, Tenet pala yung iniisip ko nung time na yun. So I thought it was Dune. So anyway, nung nag-check out ako nito, nakita ko nga sci-fi. Then nakita ko may parang, I think, may mga nagsasabi para siyang Star Wars / Game of Thrones style. So very interesting para sa akin. And it didn't disappoint. Nung napanood ko yung movie, I'm like, damn, I think it's really on point na ganun nga yung pagkaka-description sa kanya. Also, may comment dito si Josh. Sabi niya may game na dati sa PC, yung box type pa yung PC. Yeah, search ko ngayon, meron nga siyang game.
Ano kaya tsura ng laro na yun? Tignan ko.
Parang siyang Red
Parang
Alert. Parang StarCraft actually.
Yes.
Lul.
Parang StarCraft yung style niya.
Kung gagawa nila to ng game, hindi ako malulungkot, pre.
Feeling ko,
Ngayon,
baka gawa nila ng game. Depende.
Baka lang siguro yung parang DLC. Kunyari meron pa bang RTS games ngayon?
Meron madami-dami pa, pre.
Yeah, meron pa naman.
Talaga? Feeling ko baka gumawa sila ng parang special DLC na probably ng mga houses ng mga Atreides, Harkonian, maybe.
Pwede yan.
Parang ginawa nila sa Dota dati. Parang Dota wasn't really a game. It was a game in a game.
Custom game, di ba?
Yeah, maybe they're gonna do something like that.
Pwede.
So, anyway, hopefully magkaroon siya yun. Okay, now let's go dive in. Tara, pasukin natin yung movie. Mukhang mababang discussion to.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, dude.
How was your experience with Dune? How was your experience? Kamusta?
Pare, yung unang gusto ko sabihin siguro about Dune is that the first 10 or 20 or 15 minutes of the movie, yung aesthetic niya, yung shots, yung cinematography niya, on how they shot specific battalions, specific armies, mga ganyan. I really na-feel ko talaga na yung parang shit, I think ito siguro yung plano ng Star Wars eh. Yung trilogy Star Wars.
Oh man.
They were really trying to go for this pero they failed to do it. So yung pinapanood ko yung Dune, parang natutuwa ako in a way na parang fuck, we're having a really solid visual sci-fi experience. We're not even talking about the story pa lang. Visually pa lang, yung kung paano siya magpa-immerse sa'yo sa mundo ng Dune, talagang, alam mo yun, you love it. talagang mahuhook ka kagad doon sa ginagawa nilang world building dito kasi it's very rich yung Dune, I would say, kasi uh, f- uh again guys, I'll be very biased in this review kasi I'm a big Denis Villeneuve fan. Pero the reason why this movie feels very real kasi Denis Villeneuve has a somewhat of a trick in when he's doing sci-fi wherein kino-combine niya yung parang super fantastical sa something very realistic. Like for example, this is a hindi to spoiler pero for example, meron kang makikitang malaking spaceship na talagang like sobrang laki. So parang ikaw, wow, that's like the future. But at the same time, may makikita kang helicopter pero yung design parang dragonfly. So that's something familiar for you in your world. So somewhat parang in a way visually it's convincing you na parang yes, this world is still possible kasi you see cues or mga parang inspiration from the world that you currently live in right now
Mm.
na nakikita mo dito sa parang future na movie na to. So hindi siya unconvincing, alam mo yun, very convincing siya na parang yes, this is highly possible in a sense. Alam mo yun, parang makakain ka talaga sa story of the get-go dun sa first 10 to 15 minutes ng Dune. So, yeah, I think I'll stop there muna kasi nasa ano pa tayo, parang first part pare. So, ikaw Ivan,
Oo.
like how would you say pare yung ano mo, yung simula ng Dune sa'yo pare?
Yung yung simula pre, parehas tayo na naramdaman eh. Actually, nung iniisip ko, nung parang ini-introduce ni Zendaya, yung character ni Zendaya, kasi siya yung, parang binibigyan niya na yung background nung mundo. Parang sabi ko,
Narrator.
parang anong meron din sa mundo to? Ano yung nangyayari sa movie na to? Pero in a good way, hindi siya yung parang parang naiinis ka kasi hindi mo alam yung nangyari. Parang na-curious ka talaga eh. Dun sa kung anong gustong sabihin nitong mundo na to. Tapos dun pa lang sa
Yes.
first few minutes sa movie, hook na hook talaga ako dun sa mundo, are. Parang hinihintay ko na magkaroon, parang i-explain pa nila kung sino tong yung mga characters na to, kung sino yung mga grupo ng mga characters na to. So, katulad din ng sinabi ni Migo, naramdaman ko din yung pagka Star Wars siya, pare. Kasi iniisip ko, habang pinapanood ko itong movie, sabi ko, pucha, ito siguro dapat yung sequel trilogy, man, hindi lang nila nagawa. Yun yung iniisip ko talaga the whole time, pare. So, parang
At least
nalulungkot ako.
visually, no?
Oo, man. Kasi
Yeah.
parang nalulungkot ako. Tsaka yung dating mismo may mga elements dun sa story na parang feeling mo Star Wars eh. So, pero yun na
Yes.
nga, katulad nga na sabi ni Migo dun sa trivia, parang onting trivia kanina, parang na-inspire pala si George Lucas dun sa Star Wars, kaya siguro naramdaman ko din yung ganong feeling sa Dune. Pero yun nga, masasabi ko lang yung mga characters, yung acting were on point, and pare, basta sobrang ganda lang na itong movie na to.
Grabe yung cast, no?
Ang galing,
I
sobrang.
think everyone is great, even Batista na you guys are not usually fond of.
Parang hindi kasi
Gago,
siya
walang
eh.
tapon.
Wala
tapon
talagang
sa casting
tapon
yan.
eh. Ang ganda ng Ay, si paring Jay nandito sa Losing Streak Gaming. Kamusta, men? Sabi niya, kamusta, brother Evanders? Kamusta, men?
Kaya pare,
Sup, Jay?
Ayun, ikaw, paring Watch. Anong tingin mo dito sa movie?
Tama yung mga sinabi. I have to agree. Meron siyang concept ng Star Wars. And yes, it's really epic. At the same time, maganda yung pagkakasabi regarding sa world building nila. May intrigue ka talaga. First, because of the visuals, I think. It's very futuristic, pero like what Migo said, it's a bit somehow may realistic aspect siya, which is
Yeah.
quite interesting. Katulad, I mean, like, I don't know, yung flying ball. Tonto ako sa flying ball, yung sumusunod kay Paul.
Oy,
Kasi
parang
para
lamp.
siyang Siri.
parang lamp
Oh,
lang
yung lamp.
pero
Yeah, pero para
lumulutang.
siyang Siri eh. Technically, para siyang si Siri. Para siyang,
Yeah.
Oo.
para siyang Echo Dot. Alam mo yun? Na pag sinabi mo yun, ginagawa. So, at least, yun nga eh, parang it's very interesting. Although I just have to say, at the start of the movie, it's quite really, really slow. So, in my opinion, kung hindi kayo fan ng mga ganun, baka mabored kayo. Pero, makuhook ka dahil akala mo wala na, so biglang bang, bang, babagsak ka ng isang bagay na parang, tangin na to. So, mahuhook ka ulit. Then magkakaroon naman ng areas na parang, okay, medyo
Mag-slow
parang
down siya. Oo,
slow
tama.
down naman, so biglang, bang! putang ina na nangyari. So
Yeah.
it's really interesting. And also the reason I think sinasabi nyo may aspect siya ng Star Wars and at the same time sana yung Star Wars ganito. I guess the reason kung ba't hindi ganito yung Star Wars kasi Star Wars made for the mass. And I guess Dune is
For
not
kids.
for kids and the mass. I guess Dune was really made as basically a passion project. Or in an interview Vanity Fair, sinabi nga ni Denis Villeneuve, di ba, yun yung pinag natin kahapon. Sabi niya na he made this movie for one audience, which is for himself.
No.
Na parang, in my opinion, ang para sa akin, mas maganda kasi mas naging malalim siya. Hindi lang
Took
siya
on
parang,
the challenge. That's what he said there, I think.
yeah, hindi lang siya parang maglalabas ako ng movie kasi gusto ko kumita or gusto ko makilala ko or something. It was more about, no, I want to release a film based on how I experienced the book, on how I see it as a kid. And also, he'd like to do it in a sense to give respect to Frank Herbert, which is basically the author, di ba? So,
Yes.
I guess that's one of the challenges din ng Star Wars, kaya hindi sila nakagawa ng gano'n. Although I think gusto nilang gawin parang ganun siguro yun. It's just that kasi Star Wars for the mass. And then this Dune is, I guess, well, hopefully a lot of people would like this. I guess we're in the stage na matatalino na yung viewers. Siguro ma-enjoy na nila to. And if not, then I guess this would be like the Star Wars for people who are much more deep in terms of story. So it's really promising. This series is really, really promising.
I would say pare na in terms of napag-usapan natin na tatlo yung yung parang medyo mabagal siya sa simula. I do agree na it is slow pero hindi siya slow in a bad way. It's for me yung pacing, it's perfectly paced. Alam mo yun? Parang pa kunyari medyo bumabalik yung utak ko sa culinary background ko. Yung tipong when you're baking, there are some parts when you're baking or making dough or making bread that you can't just rush. Alam mo yun? Some things really take time. So I think Denis Villeneuve really understood that in making this movie, the best way possible dito sa part ng story ng book na gusto niyang i-tell sa moving to, alam mo, may pace eh. There's a pace.
Yes.
And it's not deliberately, kumbaga hindi niya sinasadyang mabagal, pero it was just paced that way because that's the best way to tell this part of the story in the book. That's what I believe. Although, yun nga, kung hindi ka fan sa ganun, maybe still give it a shot kasi you guys are missing out eh. Parang, this movie is really that kind of movie na merong respect sa source material. Kaya siya ganito ginawa in terms of not just yun nga, the characters and the story itself, pero on how it was paced from Act 1 to Act 2 to Act 3 hanggang matapos. So yeah, yun yung masasabi ko about that. Tapos, gusto ko ulit balikan yung characters, tas parang sinabi ni Watch kanina na kasi walang tapon talaga yung characters dito, guys. And I think, aside from visual epicness dito kay Denis Villeneuve sa pag-world building niya sa mundo ng Dune, ang laki ng contribution na meron kang characters na malalatch on ka. Alam mo yun, parang isang tingin mo lang sa character na to, I like this guy. May ganong parang screen presence halos lahat ng characters doon, pare.
Totoo.
Oy, si Felix nandito na. What's up, Felix? Happy Friday, pare.
Ayan na, si Humba.
Ayan si Tropa.
Man of God, pare. Yun yung Emperor, by the way, guys. Spoiler. Felix. Si Humba, pare. So yun nga, guys, in terms of character, ang laki ng tulong ng characters dito in terms of world building kasi halos lahat ng character dito you will like.
Totoo.
Yung tipong unang beses mo makita si Jason Momoa, parang ikaw, shit, I like this guy already. Alam mo yun? Unang beses mo makita si Oscar Isaac, parang, fuck, he's a great leader. Let's start
bagay.
Ang inang king talaga siya, gago. Yun yung dating niya.
Ako lang ba na-weirdohan na walang beard si Jason Momoa?
Medyo, napansin ko din yun. Parang, hindi na ako sanay. Di rin ako sanay, pre.
I think the last time I saw Jason Momoa without a beard was when they tried to recreate CSI Hawaii. Isa sa mga unang project ni Jason Momoa yun, hindi pa siya sikat. This was before the Khal Drogo. This was before his Khal Drogo breakout role. Pero, yun yung itsura niya, pare. So, nag-unique na makita, pare.
Speaking of wala siyang beard, parang Mukha siyang maangas na mukha siyang tanga para sa akin. Nagigets mo yung point ko?
Paano
Yung
yun,
pag
gago?
tinignan mo siya, parang nakakatakot siya, pero at the same time,
Gets.
para siyang nakakatawa.
Oo.
In that essence. Kasi nasanay ka na may beard siya.
Kasi angas siya talaga pag may balbas, man.
Pero
Yung mga
maangas pa
balbas
rin
na
naman
yan,
siya.
eh.
Pero mas nakakatawa lang siya dahil tinanggal mo yung beard niya.
Oo,
But
gets.
anyway.
Ako, men, tawag dyan, babalik lang ako onti dun sa pacing, no? Kasi since nabanggit niyo yung parang mabagal, tapos sabay biglang may malaking event, sabi nga ni Watch, tapos babagal uli siya, tapos sabay biglang magkakaroon ng malaking event dun sa movie. Pwede nyo siyang isipin na parang imbis na siyang isang buong movie, parang pinagdikit-dikit siyang episode ng series, pare. So, ganun yung pakiramdam ko nung nung pinapanood ko to. Sabi ko, ba't nga ganun? Parang kakaiba to, parang first time ko lang, siguro kung may nakita man ako, parang nakalimutan ko na, pero parang first time ko lang nakita ng ganitong klaseng movie na parang ang tapang nito para gawin to, na ganun.
Yes.
Gago kasi
It's very
parang,
bold.
kasi parang kung iisipin mo talaga, pare, ang attention span ng tao ngayon, putang ina, sobrang ikli, men. Kaya para gawin mo yung klase na style na flow sa isang movie, gago ang tapang mo, pre. Pero kasi tama si Migo, parang lahat na nangyayari dun sa mababagal na moments yan, kailangan para mag-shine yung mga big moments dun sa movie na to. Kaya sobrang ganda talaga, men. Tuwan-tuwa ako. Honestly, ako, men, medyo kulang-kulang patulog ko nun kasi the day before nun, wala akong tulog. Pero gago talagang, alam mo, naka-tune in ako dun sa movie kasi interesado talaga dun sa mangyayari, men. Tapos sa characters naman, pare, tama, parang wala ang hindi magugustuhan. Kahit nga si Batista, kung iisipin mo, yung part ni Batista doon, parang nagagalit lang siya. Tapos sabay, para sumisigaw lang siya. Na parang kung iisipin mo, di ba tangina, ganun naman talaga siya. Ganun naman talaga si Batista. Pero hindi, gago, yung character niya for that movie, sobrang bagay nung ginagawa niya doon sa scene na yun.
Yes.
So, siguro masasabi ko rin si Timothy Chalamet talaga. So, sobrang bagay na siya yung kinuha ng lead. Ang galing talaga niya, pare. Katulad niya, pinag-uusapan namin kahapon nila Migo, tsaka nila Watch yung isang scene. Pinanood namin kasi yung breakdown ng isang scene doon. Pwede na ba tayo mag-spoilers?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Anyway, parang may isang scene kasi doon na parang may kinausap siyang parang isa sa mga leaders nung parang cult.
High priestess.
Yung high priestess, di ba? Yung leader nung parang cult nung nanay niya.
Bene Gesserit.
So parang may isang point doon na kailangan niya ipasa yung test niya na ilalagay niya yung kamay niya sa box. Tapos kung nag-fail siya doon, mamamatay siya kasi papatayin siya ng high priestess. Anyway, yung isang scene na yun, parang kailangan niya i-portray yung pain na nararamdaman niya nung nilagay niya yung kamay niya doon sa box. Isipin niya to, pre. Wala nang ibang pinapakita doon, wala nang ibang visual effects, kundi yung kamay niya lang nandun sa box. Pero ramdam mo yung pain na nararamdaman ng character na yun na pinoportray ni Timothy Chalamet. Gago, sobrang galing talaga nun. Pare-parehas kami na yun yung isa sa mga favorite scene namin ni Timothy Chalamet dun sa movie na yun. Sobrang galing talaga, pare.
Tapos ako, pare, gusto ko lang sabihin na I think ako lang ata dito sa ating tatlo yung hindi pa nakakapanood ng mga ibang movies ni Timothy Chalamet. Kasi yung reputation ni Timothy sa akin is he's kind of like a matinee idol, kind of like a Harry Styles guy. Yun yung preconception ko kay Timothy Chalamet as an actor. So, when I first watched Dune, ito yung first movie ko makita siya. Siguro yung first few moments na nakikita ko siya, hindi pa ako ganun ka-convinced na parang, alright, this is just another pretty boy on screen. Pero after that scene, yung sa box nga, nag-transform siya, si Timothy Chalamet sa akin, to a very parang gago, like legit tong gago. Like, in terms of acting, parang this kid knows what he's fucking doing, and he really has that potential to be like a Leonardo DiCaprio in the next 10 years.
Puta, totoo, pre.
Yup, agree.
Totoo, nag-agree ako dun, men.
Oh, by the way, going back to the scene na sinabi mo, Ivan, kaya siya very special sa akin, I would say, kasi si Denis Villeneuve, he didn't rely on a lot of CGI. Alam mo yun? On the construction of that scene itself, it was all artistically done. Alam mo yun? Yung tipong may mga shots that would portray or hint at the audience on who has the power in the room, yung lighting, alam mo yun, and also yung mga just focusing on the acting itself and really know BS special effects or anything like that. And also the sound design on that scene is also very exceptional, pare.
Hans Zimmer.
Ang galing,
Hans
gago.
Zimmer. Sobrang, alam mo pare, like when you think about it, sobrang perfect marriage yung Hans Zimmer at saka si Denis
Denis,
Villeneuve.
oo.
Kasi they also worked before in, I believe, in Arrival, if I'm not mistaken. Hello, hello.
Ayan,
Ayan,
hindi
ayan.
ko napapanood yung Arrival. So, kailangan ko panoorin yung
From what I watch, can you check? Alam ko nag-work sila sa Arrival and or sa Blade Runner 2049.
I think
Alam
it's
ko kasi
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner sila una nag-work. Kasi from what I know, Dune is not the first time Denis Villeneuve and Hans Zimmer worked together. Pero, man, guys, kasi si Denis Villeneuve, meron siyang parang creative vision in sci-fi na only Hans Zimmer can really pull off. Alam mo yung ganung vibe? Para silang Shaq and Kobe of sci-fi. Yun yung vibe eh.
Oo.
Talagang one contributes on the weaknesses of the other.
Totoo.
Alam mo yun? Kasi if puro screenshots or artistically cinematic shots lang yung pinapakita sa scene pero walang magandang sound design, walang magandang parang may kulang, alam mo yun. And at the same time,
Yes.
kung medyo bobo yung director, tapos epic yung sounds, parang you feel like you're being pushed on a feeling na hindi naman pinapakita visually. Alam mo yun? Hindi siya jive. Kumbaga yung music sobrang dan dan dan. Pero
Oo.
putang ina yung visual parang nangyari.
Ano,
Parang wala
bakit
naman.
epic yung tunog? Bakit may boss music, gago?
Yes, bakit may boss music tapos may lumilipad lang na bulaklak or whatever. Some people do that,
Man.
alam mo yun.
Totoo.
So for me,
It's Blade Runner. It's Blade Runner ang nagsama sila.
Okay,
Blade
nice.
Runner.
Blade Runner, yeah.
Man, I love that movie also, pare.
Ay, napanoorin ko ngayon. Kasi di ko napanood yung first movie nun eh. So, titignan ko yun.
Hindi ko siya mapanood eh. Gusto ko siya panoorin yung unang muna eh.
Ito, masasabi ko quick lang about Blade Runner, guys. Yung unang movie, guys, yung expectation niyo dapat very, siya. Kasi may maraming versions yung Blade Runner eh.
Okay.
So, kunin niyo yung final cut. Kasi
Okay.
meron siyang theatrical cut, meron siyang director's cut, meron siyang final cut. So, lahat ng tatlong movie yun pare magkakaiba.
Oh.
Seriously.
Putangin na.
And you should get the final cut, basically.
Which
German
Blade
cut.
Runner?
Pwede rin German cut.
Yung 24/7, yung 247? I mean, sorry, yung
No, the first one. The first one. Yeah. So, yeah, dude. I would say na yun nga, sa Blade Runner pare, the first movie actually, guys, parang lang siya sa akin eh. Parang 8.
Gets.
Honestly. Pero in terms of lore niya, on what it did on the movie and also the ideas it suggested was really great. Tapos kaya ako sobrang nagustuhan yung Blade Runner 2049 kasi sobrang parang sinabi ni Ivan, si Denis Villeneuve, he's very brave, he's very bold in making movies na tipong, I'm not gonna make movies just because the trend of the audiences is trending this way. Alam mo, medyo more Marvel, quippy humor, whatever, BS like that, or unnecessarily dark shit, alam mo yun. Hindi siya ganun eh. Like, he has his own style. And he really did it in Blade Runner 2049. And he was greatly criticized for that, actually. Pero ako hindi ko magets eh. Kasi for me, Blade Runner 2049 is one of those rare occurrences na yung sequel is better than the original.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tangina, na-excite ako panoorin yun.
I would say that much. Pero going back to this movie ng characters of Dune, gusto ko rin balikan dito pare yung mga dito character moments. Kasi other than the acting, ang ganda ng pagkagawa nila sa character moments ng moving to eh. Kasi kung titinan nyo guys yung movie, ang daming magagaling na actors, ang daming mga screen presence, and it could go negatively. Well, parang Army of the Dead, alam mo yun, ang daming okay na characters pero parang alam mo yun, parang naglalagay ka sa blender ng karne, ng gulay, ng gatas, ng ketchup, alam mo yun,
para maging protein shake.
Mismo pare. So I would say na very good, actually great job on Denis Villeneuve on making good character moments na even though na maliliit siya for each character, they count so much na even though that they do something unexpected the next few minutes, you get it. Alam mo yun? You
Mm.
understand why. Hindi mo kailangan ng mahabang exposition to explain this character. May mga ganang movies eh. Alam mo yun, parang yung unang Suicide Squad movie, yung parang eto si ganyan, eto background niya, eto yung kaaway
Gets.
niya, eto powers niya. Alam mo yun, parang
Hindi na kailangan
Denis
eh.
Villeneuve has a really good touch on subtlety in character development and making these small character moments count. One small character moment that I really really like, I would say, is yung moment niya, si Oscar Isaacs in yung moment niya with Timothy Chalamet
Yes.
about yung sa yung parang sa graveyard sila, 'di ba? If I'm not
Oo.
mistaken.
Oo.
Tapos yung pinag-uusapan ni Timothy Chalamet at ni Oscar Isaac na parang si Timothy Chalamet parang ayaw niyang parang he's afraid of leadership or he's
Oo.
afraid na he's not gonna be a good leader. Tapos sinasabi ni Oscar Isaac na parang whether or not you become a good leader, you are who I want you to be, you are my son. So
Oo.
parang ako like,
Ang ganda
fuck,
nun.
that's a fucking great
Oo, ang
ass
ganda
line.
nun.
Like,
Ang ganda nun.
and all that is only like 1 minute in a long movie. Alam mo yun? So
Oo.
parang,
Ganda nung
ang
usapan
galing
na yun eh. Doon mo nakita yung relation. Alam mo yun, tangina wala tayong nakuha sa kanila na background. Katulad nga sinabi mo, hindi na kailangan i-explain background eh. Pero doon sa
Yeah.
moment na yun, nakita mo kung anong klaseng relationship na meron sila as father and son. Kaya sobrang
Yeah.
ganda ng scene din eh. Tangina wala talaga tapat sa movie na to, puta.
wala pare.
Ang ganda
Wala.
na, sobrang galing.
Madami rin
Oh,
silang,
but,
wait, nasabi na ba natin na yung mga scene, nasabi na pala, yung mga scenes na feeling natin mabagal, it actually moves the movie forward eh. Hindi naman siya
Mm.
yung parang scenes
Yeah.
na drags the movie. Di ba? Kasi minsan may
Oo.
mga scene na parang, tangina ba't sinama pa to? Pwede naman tanggalin. No, I think yung mga scenes na parang maisip mo na parang, shit, parang ang bagay nito, actually makes sense at the end of the movie.
Oo. Well, may sa akin personally may ilang scenes eh na parang feeling ko parang masyado na matagal. Although hindi naman yun hindi yun nakaka-take away dun sa kahit dun sa pagka slow pace nung movie. Parang hindi naman siya sobrang negative sa akin. Although meron lang din ako mga scenes na parang feeling ko dapat hindi na masyado din na drag out. Pero okay lang din. Parang hindi naman sobrang laking kasalanan, gets mo?
Yeah.
Yan, sabi nila, ring Felix sa kanila, paring Jello. Can't wait to watch Dune, tsaka this got me excited to watch Dune on HBO. Ilalabas pa rin pala ito sa HBO Go, tsaka Max?
I
Most
think
likely.
after a month or a month.
Baka ganun.
Pero, I honestly, well, kung sobrang ganda ng sound system mo sa bahay, good. Pero if you have a chance to watch it on IMAX or Dolby Atmos, gagawin Dolby Atmos, totoo ako yung sa bilog which sasabi ko na kahapon. Kasi parang introduction Dolby Atmos, gagawin, papakita niya sa'yo yung umiikot. Gago, may nakakaaliw talaga siya, gago. So, yeah. Gago, nag-release ito sa HBO Max.
Ay!
Kasi late pala tayo nagsimula, no, dito sa Philippines mag-release ng movie. That makes sense.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Let me check kung nasa HBO Go.
Feeling ko wala pa yun.
Pero Angelo, if you have the chance or kung papayagan ka ng parents mo manood sa sinehan or kung gusto mo tumakas, I suggest you do, pare.
Gago,
It's really
sobrang
worth
hindi ka
it.
magsisisi dun sa experience, man. Sobrang ganda
pare.
talaga.
This is, honestly, Angelo, if you're a movie fan, pag binanood mo to sa theaters, this is going to be one of the most memorable movie experiences you're gonna have the entire year. I love this movie so much, guys. At saka, there's this, merong sobrang epic dun sa Dune na meron siyang parang air of epicness na parang holiness. Alam mo yung parang makikita mo talaga na yung tipong yung pagka-construct in every scene, merong kind of awe-inspiring stuff eh. Whether it be a mix of scenery and the epicness of the sound design or the score of the movie. Talagang this movie feels sobrang special. Alam mo yung my experience, alam mo yung now looking back, iniisip ko yung experience ko with Dune. This is like the same experience as watching the Fellowship of the Ring for the first time. yung tipong, ang bagal, Lord of the Rings
Oo.
And I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. In fact, that's my favorite franchise of all time. It's kind of my religion, honestly. Pero, for me to say na Dune gave me Lord of the Rings feels na this can be
Ah.
the next big trilogy moving forward in the next 10 or 20 years.
Oo.
It's really a huge parang compliment for me. Again, guys, tangina, biased ako kasi favorite director ko si Denis Villeneuve. But at the same time, I'm not just saying it because I like the guy and I like his previous works. You really guys need to see this on screen in cinemas to really feel, alam mo yun, parang may nag-unfold. Parang it's like witnessing history, guys. It's like, alam mo yung experience na nanonood ka ng Avengers Endgame for the first time. You knew that you were experiencing history.
Oo.
And that's really how I felt watching Dune.
Totoo.
Even though that it was slow, it was the antithesis of Avengers Endgame. Kasi Endgame parang sobrang paputok eh. Alam mo yun,
Oo.
puro payoff eh. Yung Dune
Totoo.
parang antithesis eh. Parang more on construction, foundation,
Oo.
world building,
Oo.
character building, intention, yung mga intentions ng character. So, it really has that Fellowship of the Ring vibe doon sa trilogy ng Lord of the Rings. So, I wouldn't be surprised na yung Dune 2 and Dune 3 would somewhat, I hope at least, share the same trajectory as the Lord of the Rings, wherein the action a bit increases, the stakes are more palpable kasi puro clues lang dito sa first movie eh. So sana sa second movie and third movie parang mas nafe-feel mo na yung stakes na parang shit. So this is ito yung pinaglalaban nila. So ito yung nangyayari. So ito pala yung gusto mangyari ng character na to. Alam mo yun? Kasi itong first movie parang more on question marks eh.
Oo,
Necessary
totoo.
question marks. Pero I hope Dune 2 and Dune 3 gets to that parang the Two Towers vibes, yung tipong talagang meron na silang pinaglalaban at may naglalaban na talaga na
Totoo.
ganun klaseng scale.
Pero yun yung sabi ko kahapon, men. Parang, bukod doon sa gusto niyang gawin yung movie para sa kanya, I think doon sa second movie, para just to keep people watching the whole franchise, kailangan na nilang gumawa ng parang mas ibang paced na movie. Kasi ako okay lang ako eh. Kasi para sa first movie, kailangan na nga natin maintindihan kung ano yung meron dito sa mundo na to. Kasi katulad nga ng sabi ko kanina, parang ang unang tanong mo kagad pag panood mo dito sa first few minutes sa movie, putang ina na nangyayari sa mundo na to. Which is good para nga sa setup ng for the sake of world building, 'di ba? Na kung ano meron dito sa mundo na to. Pero kung ganun pa rin nila pinace yung susunod na movie, parang feeling ko may hirapan silang ma-capture ng audience eh. So, tama yung sinabi
I
mo, men,
agree.
kailangan nila ng parang ganung vibe sa Lord of the Rings. Kumbaga yung pacing nung whole trilogy na yun, pataas lang talaga, pare. Sobrang tama ka dun. Yung naisip ko naman para dun sa ang tawag dito, gusto kong pag-usapan yung mundo kasi since nandun na tayo sa world building na to.
Yes.
Parang ang galing ako, kung iisipin mo, yung mundo parang ang boring kasi desyerto lang talaga yung buong mundo eh. 'Di ba? Parang wala kang makikita kundi sand. Pero
Yes.
di ko alam for some reason kung paano nila nagawang sobrang interesting tong planeta na to. Na may mga kumbaga parang indigenous people na nandun sa ano na to,
Yes.
sa mundo
Yes.
na to. Tapos tinatry i-take over to ng mga ibang malalaki ng civilization para lang dun sa spice nila. So para dun sa mga tropa nating di nakakalam, mayroon kasi silang resource na ina-harvest dun sa planet na yun, which is the spice. Ginagamit nila yun for space travel, ganyan. So
Yes.
sobrang laki nung impact na yun nung uh, commodity na yun sa buong galaxy nila. So anyway, parang habang iniisip ko yung pangyayari na yun, parang iniisip ko bakit nga sa tumagal-tagal na ito mayroon silang specific powers. Bakit? Alam mo yun, parang may mga questions kang dumadating sa'yo pero hindi nakakainis eh, na parang iniisip ko, bakit ganito yung mundo nila kung meron sila ng ganong klaseng resource pero ba't hindi nila magamit against dito sa mga sumasakop sa kanila? Parang mga ganun yung iniisip ko. Parang kayo ba dumating din ba kayo sa moment na yun na parang tinatanong niyo sa sarili niyo yung bakit ganun yung hindi may mga bagay na hindi nagawa yung mga characters dun sa movie?
Wala pare. I was really, alam mo yun, parang ako nakasakay sa roller coaster pare, na
Mm.
mabagal. So, I would say na I never got the feeling na tinatanong ko kung na parang bakit nila to ginawa or whatnot. Kasi ayun nga parang it's wonderfully paced
Mm.
even though na mabagal. So, not really. Would you say, meron ka bang example pare na scene for you
Yeah.
para at
Eh
least
di, I
medyo
mean,
mag-gets ko
as a
kung
whole, yung situation nila, hindi ko sinasabing negative yun eh. Parang, kumbaga ako
yeah.
lang personally na parang naghahanap pa ng extra sa lore na binuo nila. Parang tuwan-tuwa lang ako doon sa fact na yun na, utang ina, bakit nga hindi nila magawa tong ganito? Siguro may nangyari. Ganun yung naiisip ko eh. So, hindi ko alam kung ganun din yung feeling nyo.
Wait, so you're asking kung ba't walang ginagawa yung mga freemen?
Hindi, yung meaning ko yun, kung may parang tinatanong ko sa inyo, parang kayo din ba na-curious kayo dun sa mga parang hindi pinakita nung movie, basically?
Oo, pare.
Yeah.
The beauty of Dune is really hooking you in this world and alam mo yun, parang kinakain ka niya. You want more.
Mm.
And ayun nga, parang sinabi ko sa inyo guys kanina before we started the show, nung pagkatapos natin mag quote-unquote meeting, talagang in-explore ko pa yung Dune, yung backstory, yung lore ng Dune.
Mm.
Kasi ganun ako, parang nagutom ako eh. Alam mo yung parang binigyan ako ng solid na appetizer
Oh,
nung
man.
movie na parang ako fuck like gusto ko tumalon sa swimming pool ng Dune,
Oo.
which is yun nga yung ginawa ko kagabi, which is alam mo yun, even though na spoil ako sa maraming pwedeng mangyari in the next two movies, I kinda don't care. I just want them to execute it uh in a really good way kasi
Gets.
Yeah.
yun nga, again, hindi ko spoil guys kung ano yung nalaman ko kasi it was really a big spoiler. Pero if they can do that properly, guys, this is really like Lord of the Rings level, pare. Yun
Shit.
talaga eh.
Na-excite ako.
Yes,
Tagi.
yeah, madaming questions na magagawa eh, especially if, like I said, I've watched this movie twice. So if ever first movie mo man, madami kang questions na itatanong agad eh. Actually guys, I recommend after watching it, pagpahingayin nyo siguro mga about a day and then watch it again. Kasi mas madami kayong makukuha ano eh. Kumbaga yung mga moments na parang hindi yun napansin ng una, mas mapapansin nyo ngayon. Kasi feeling ko it's so overwhelming when you watch it at the first time.
Super
Mm.
overwhelming.
Totoo.
There's so many infos, there's so many things happening that it's a good thing naman. It's just that it's overwhelming na pagkatapos ng movie, madami kang tatanungin eh. So,
Oh,
by you watching it, you'll get to see na, okay, yung hinahanap ko palang answers are also in the movie. And yes,
Mm.
the world is so big. Basically, in this movie, we've only been shown, I would say, three houses or like four grays, parang ganun. Four houses or four grays. Basically, the Arcanins, the
Arconian.
Atreides, the Freemen,
Freeman.
and then basically the Emperor side or the Sodakar.
Oo.
So basically, apat pa lang ang pinapakita nilang race. So can you imagine, out of the whole universe, ang dami pang houses na pwede nang introduce in
Mm.
the next films, which yeah, madaming questions in regarding those houses.
Mm.
And what are the emblems? Does it matter? Kasi diba in Game of Thrones, emblems matter, signals matter, animals matter. Like for the Starks, there's the wolf, the dragon for the Targaryens. Here, hindi pa natin na-explain, does the bull represents basically House Atreides. But the thing is, does
Yes.
it really matter in the whole spectrum, or it's just like parang naging house animal lang nila? Diba? So I think that's one of the
It's
questions there. Also, with Harkonnen, do they have like a house too? What are the banners that they've seen? If you're gonna ask me, I'm really interested with regarding the Sodakar and why. And actually, more of my question is more of the military, the Sodakar, and also bakit nung sinabi nung nandun siya sa land ng Sodakar, yung kausap niya si Polka Dot Man, sabi niya, uh, the Artrades military is one of the elite, most elite in the whole Imperium.
mm.
They've been trained by Duncan Idaho and
Yep.
Todd something girly or something like that. So ibig sabihin, those two
Thanos and
guys,
Aquaman.
yeah, Thanos and Aquaman, basically those guys are, or basically the whole military of the Atreides are actually one of the best. So I'd like
Mhm.
to know more regarding that, and also the history of the Sodakar.
Yeah.
Yun.
I was supposed to say something pero nakalimutan ko tangina. Yun, may nalaman ako by the way na clue dun sa bull. Watch, you were asking na kasi yung the House A Atreides has a basically yung parang grandfather or great-grandfather
Yeah.
nila was a bullfighter. So yun yung parang naging family logo nila.
Ah, okay.
So
But
ang
he died.
nalaman ko,
He died.
sorry what?
Pinatay siya ng bull, di ba?
Yeah, ang nalaman ko pare is that I'm not sure kung totoo to kasi I basically binge watched a lot of shit last night for
Ah.
for like a span of 2 hours. Ang parang it's like ano raw clue daw siya kasi ang Harkonian is like another language here in the parang ancient language siya for bull.
Okay.
So parang you can say that basically you can have like relations in terms of the Atreides are bullfighters and Harkonians yung name na Harkonians in our world yung in real life
Oo.
it, it in another language it means parang bull. So parang
Makes
it
sense.
can be a clue na magkalaban talaga sila.
Mm.
Alam mo yun. Maybe may something deeper. I would wish that there was something deeper in terms of lore. Pero from yun nga, I'm just saying kung anong nalaman ko recently. So kayo guys, like where do you guys think Dune is headed? We're gonna have a sequel, we're gonna have a trilogy. Pero as we all know, Dune is such a huge world with a big story. Do you guys see this possibly having a series maybe in HBO Max? Kasi they're kinda in a deal together right now. And HBO is in dire need of really good content since Game of
Mm.
Thrones has been on for like, what, years?
Yun na sana maganda
You guys,
ending neto kung may series man, men.
yeah.
Ina,
Saan hindi niya sirain, no?
di nila sirain. Ina, basura yung ginawa nila sa Game of Thrones, men, yung last season. Ganda ng series na yun, eh, pero anyway,
Yeah.
yung ako, pre, ina-expect ko, sana hindi nila gawa ng series, honestly. Masaya na ako dito sa, kung gagawan nila ng 3 movies tong whole franchise na to. Tapos ganito din kagaling yung pagkaka-execute nung katulad sa first movie. Gago, masaya na ako doon, hindi ko na kailangan pahabain pa eh. Alam mo yun, kasi parang, kung iisipin mo, parang pag nakakuha ka ng sobra, masama din eh, 'di ba? Katulad nga nung kasabihan, pagka sobra masama na. So parang ito naiisip ko sa ganung klasing quantity pero gagalingan mo dun sa quality ng movie. Pare, sobrang solve to. Isa to nararamdaman ko na feeling ko ito yung isa sa mga magiging talked about franchises sa buong buhay ng mga tao, pare. So yung ganun
Yeah.
ko nakikita
Yeah.
to. Yan, nandyan na yan sa linya ng Star Wars, ng Lord of the Rings, Harry
Lord of the Rings.
Potter,
Yes.
Game of Thrones,
Harry
ina na
Potter?
din na
No,
to.
no.
Men, maganda Harry Potter, pre. Ako isa sa mga talked about Pero tsaka mag-usapan diyan. Pero yung isa sa mga maalala talaga ng tao tong na to, ang tawag mo diyan. Etong franchise na to. Naniniwala ako doon, pre. Pero kung gagawa nila series, putang ina, wag namin.
Ikaw, Watch, what do you think? Kasi ikaw, like me, you've also seen what's happening next.
Actually,
ano yan?
sobrang laki ito kasi what they could actually do is focus on basically the main story in the movies and then do
Yes.
like I don't know, maybe a side story, not a side story, pero I honestly do like a sequel on this one. I'd like to have this in different content, animation, series, games, kasi sobrang lawak talaga ng mundo eh. What
Yeah.
we're seeing here is just basically the main story, but then again, like example, you could create a series on regarding how the soda car started, a series regarding Duncan Idaho, how he started, on
Yeah.
how he became one of the elite. So ang daming possibilities eh.
Yeah.
Yes, the franchise itself could be epic, as in the trilogy itself you would tell them, you could say that this would be one of another epic franchise, but in my opinion, a series or other sub-contents, I would really like to have them. Same with Lord of the Rings, if they have other sub-contents, I would still love them. I think they're creating a series right now, if I'm
They
not
are.
mistaken.
May
So,
series to? Shit.
yeah, may
Yes,
series of
they
Lord
are.
of the Rings. So, as parang ganun. So, I don't think it should be just in a movie kasi ang laki talaga eh. The I honestly think ang dapat na tumigil na magkaroon ng series pati other spin-off is the Army of the Dead franchise. Yun, tigil mo na yun. But this shit here, ituloy mo yan. Kasi
Ano
maganda
pag-uusapan natin kung wala
Tangina,
na,
men.
pare?
Paano
diba? So,
yun?
itigil mo na yun. Parang gano'n yun, itigil mo na yun. Yung mga ganong franchise, itigil mo
Wala
na.
pa yung
diba?
dance number sa beach, pre. Tangina,
Wala pa yung dance
nainintay
number.
natin.
Oh,
May iba-ibang kulay na flag.
Yung mga
Oh,
ganun,
yung
yung
PH na yun
dahil.
Tapos yung zombie dapat yung
Guys,
sumasayaw.
nag-hi si Garchi, guys.
Ay,
Oy,
Garchi,
Garchi,
kamusta?
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 Garchi, what's up, bro?
Thank you for dropping by,
Thank you for
George.
dropping by.
So yun,
By the way,
I guess yeah, series-wise, animation, games, I'd love to see. Kasi madami pa eh. In terms of the movie itself, again, the first movie is very promising. Hopefully, it continues to the third movie. And if they're gonna push this more movies, as long as they have the same, well, not the same
Hindi,
style,
basta
pero
si
more
Denis,
realistic
men.
vision.
Kasi yun yung
Yeah, basta siya
kinakatakutan ko eh.
mag-aasik.
Basta si Denis yung hawak, G ako dun, pare.
Same.
Pero yeah, I guess pag natapos na siya, or like maybe just leave it there and just go for the series or something, or just don't continue the main storyline para lang di masira. So but anyway, yeah, I'd like to have more content regarding this.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ako pare, I would say na, ano sa tingin nyo guys? Ang iniisip ko kasi interesting na gawing, sabihin natin maybe series, is that, paano nagsimula yung alitan or yung war ng Harkonians tsaka nila Atreides?
Gets.
Pwede, that would be like well, based on the base natin,
Prequel.
that would be like a super prequel. Kasi
Yeah.
nanggaling sila technically sa Earth pa eh.
No, not really. Kasi, di ba, if you remember, allies, di ba sabi mo, watch, allies
Yeah.
sila dati. Tapos, basically, one betrayed the other. So, I kind of want to see that. I think that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Pwede yun.
Kinaabahan ako
So-
dun, men. Kasi yung fact na, na maganda tong movie, na kaya kong harapin, men. Kasi, ito iniisip ko, kaya parang against ako dun sa mga, tawag dito, series. Di ba? Kasi ginawa na nila yung Dune ilang years ago. Pero nag-fail. Di ba? Parang hindi siya, alam ko hindi naging hit yung movie na yun. Pero yung
Yeah.
reason kung bakit naging successful tong movie na to, kasi yung taong nag-helm nito, gago, sobrang passionate about this world, pare, itong book na to, itong movie franchise na to. Kaya iniisip ko, inang ibang tao mawak nito, baka masira, men. Yun ang iniisip ko talaga eh. Para ayoko na bigyan ng pagkakataon.
Oo. You don't want to
Speaking of-
risk it, pare.
Oo.
Speaking of series, Dune has a series actually.
What?
Yep.
May
he has
ginawa
a 3
sila?
episode. Yeah, meron sila 3-episode series. 7 out of 10 IMDb technically.
Is that recent?
Dune
2000.
series.
Interesting. I wanna see
Oo
that.
nga.
Yeah, so yun nga. Kasi guys, yung Dune kasi ang daming nangyari. Yung spinoil ko yung sarili ko. It really goes to a really weird direction, I would say.
Mm.
So, nakikita namin ni Watch na it would end sometime maybe before that happens. Kasi in terms of story-wise, dito sa sineset up nila sa first movie ng Dune, mukhang hindi aabot dun eh. Kasi ang layo eh. Pero yun nga, there's a lot of good things that are still going to happen for the story of Paul. Kasi I think that itong franchise ng Dune is focusing on Paul, which is si Timothée Chalamet.
Mm-mm.
I think it's going to start with him and it's going to end with him. Hopefully.
Yes,
Yeah, so yun din yung hope ko. I tentatively agree doon sa parang fears ni Ivan na baka masira kasi maganda na eh, alam mo yun.
Oh,
Sayang
men.
naman.
Parang Hideo Kojima to sa Metal Gear, pre.
Oh shit, oo, pare, I get you. I get you, pare.
Na.
Pero yeah, but definitely if the big if is kung si Denis Villeneuve yung mag-helm nung parang branch out ng franchise na to, I think it would be at least worth seeing kasi the world of Dune is so rich in a lot of stories and lore. And dito pa nga lang sa first movie, pare, ang dami na nating kino-consume na nangyayari.
Sabagay.
So, sobrang, alam mo yun.
Totoo naman.
Si JM nandito, speaking of Metal Gear, sabi niya, yep, sila JM and si Ivanders, gumawa sila ng, they had a Metal Gear talk on MGS2, if I'm not mistaken.
MGS2. Yung codec na AI call, yung breakdown. Sobrang saya ng usapan na yan. Check out
yeah.
yan sa 0 Hour Discussions.
Yeah, it's a sobrang ganda na episode nila yun, guys. As in, I was just watching it for like 2 hours. Real talk. Real talk, gago.
TY, man.
Pero, again, so, kayo guys, like, for you guys, are you guys fans of sci-fi in general? Like, would you say na it's part of your top 3
Oh,
movie
man.
genres?
Top 1 ko yun, actually, sci-fi.
Okay. Ikaw watch.
Nope. I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, so, since na hindi mo favorite
Kaya
yung...
napaisip ako.
sige.
I'll see what they put it. I'll say action and then superhero films. I would put it there. So I'm not sure kung consider the sci-fi and superhero. I would say rom-com. So
For you, pare, as
sure.
a not...
O sige, non-sci-fi na lang para mas madali. O yun, sige.
Yeah, so
Non-sci-fi,
as a non-sci-fi viewer, pare, how would you say the experience is for Dune? Kasi sci-fi is not for everyone, from what I understand. Kasi a lot of people are really, alam mo yun, ibang tao kasi habol nila sa movies, alam mo yun. Some people are, they don't like, ibang tao kasi ayaw nila yung masyadong malalim eh. And I understand. Kasi, alam mo yun, movies should be very casual kasi it should get you out of your head yung mga worries.
Tama naman.
So adding, alam mo yun, like sci-fi is usually, not always, but usually is that parang very heavy content na parang, alam mo yun, talagang kinakain ka.
Overwhelming.
Yeah. So ikaw pare, for you watching Dune as a non-fan of the genre, how would you say the experiences for you, pare?
I mean, again, fan ako kasi ng mga world, ako kasi fan ako ng mga ganyan eh. Let's say yung mga may politics stuff, also with visuals. I really enjoyed it a lot. I honestly, I enjoyed it na sumama pa ako para manood ulit. So, can you imagine?
Oo nga eh.
Sumama. Kasi I mean like kung hindi ko naman siya gusto, ayoko rin talaga siya panoorin ulit. Hindi ko sayang lang ibabayad ko. Pero this movie is I find it really interesting and I should say, paano ba yung term? Curious about what's happening here. Intriguing. I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued with this. Especially kasi, it's a horror. The cast is very well known. All of the cast are well known.
Galing.
So I think one of the reasons kung bakit siya naging intriguing for me, it's because of the cast. Zendaya, Timothée Chalamet. Basically, it's an all-star cast if you think about it. So
totoo.
I guess that's part of an intrigue, and the reason why I watched it. And then when I watched it, it's not just about the cast. Honestly, hindi siya dinala ng cast to the point na parang nanood ka dahil sa artista eh. You're basically watching it because of the story itself and the plot. So yes, na-drive in ako because I was just intrigued with the cast. But I guess I really enjoyed it. Ang dami nitong potential, ang dami nilang pwedeng gawin with this movie. And I'm really, really excited for it. Kasi may ibang sci-fi, they might have a good cast, pero pag pinanood mo na yung movie, parang putang babaw nito, alien na naman. But this movie is not like just an alien na naman or like another intergalactic battle. Another Star Wars na naman to, ganyan. Pero no, it's not the new Star Wars because it's not trying to be Star Wars. It's not Game of Thrones because it's not trying to be Game of Thrones.
It's Dune,
it's not
man.
Star Trek because it's not trying to be Star Trek. Alam mo yun?
It's Dune.
Pare, siya lang, yun lang yun, men, na alam kong ganyan eh. Tangina eh, ganda eh.
Hindi siya nagpapanggap na, tangin na, ito
totoo,
ako, gagawin ko Star Wars, maglalagay ako ng pilot, kunyari, tapos maglalagay ako ng Chewbacca.
Although may callbacks doon, pare. Mamaya mag-isama na doon. Tangina, tawa ako doon.
Diba? Okay, lagay natin si Spock, lagay natin si Spock, maglagay ka ng mahaba yung tenga dyan, para makaiba, para cute to. Lagay tayo na actually, I think one of the callbacks dun sa Star Trek beam is the silence. Think about it.
Parang beam me up.
Parang beam up, diba? I mean, there's I would say there are callbacks or there are parts of it na masaya mong familiar kasi nakikita na with other movies. But if you think about it, gaga, this is very unique.
Man.
Honestly, if they take out the 1984 movie, which hindi ko pa napapanood, and maybe the series, ito lang nilabas nila ngayon, this would be like, wow. This is something fresh. Diba? Ito tingnan tayo kasi, tayo as audience, hindi natin alam yun. Pero yung ibang taong naka-experience ng Dune before, napanood yung series before, yun ang gusto ko rin malaman opinion. Kasi, was this a better interpretation? Diba? Parang i-gets mo. Kasi sa atin kasi, this is very fresh. So, maybe with the fans of Dune, I'd like to know if kung nabasa na yung book or just watch the series, I'd like to know what their thoughts about that. So, in terms of sci-fi itself, I honestly would put this in one of the best sci-fi
Oh,
series
shit.
franchises
Oh,
out
man.
there.
You've seen, yeah. Actually, watch, meron akong mga nakitang, so, di ba nga, kagabi, tumalon ako sa pool ng Dune.
Oh,
Talagang nagpalunod ako kagabi, tapos nalate ako sa work. Anyway. So, apparently, pare, yung question mo na the fans of Dune, the book, actually very, very happy of how the first movie went.
that's great.
So there's that. And speaking of which, meron comment si JM, pare. Sabi
Oh.
niya, Dune 2021 is a good movie overall. I would understand why people get tuned out of this because of the lore is really deep and some references they can't understand. Played the game. Nilaro niya yung game, pare. Played the game also and watched the 1984 movie. This could be one of the best movies of the year.
Nice.
I will rewatch it again soon. Actually, guys, yun nga masasabi ko sa Dune. Dune is definitely worth rewatching because
Totoo.
parang sinabi ni Watch, it's kinda overwhelming. And if you are, kung nagustuhan mo yung unang viewing mo, I think na mas magugustuhan niyo yung second viewing kasi you will
Oo.
get more details eh. And details is what Denis Villeneuve is really known for me personally at least. So if you guys have the chance to watch it again, maybe hindi na sa sinehan uli, alam mo yun, kasi napanood mo na, kung napanood niyo na sa sinehan,
Oo.
maybe pwede sa bahay.
HBO.
Sa HBO. Oh, sa HBO Go.
Piracy is bad, Piracy is bad.
Yes, tapos yan check nyo with subtitles maybe because ako mahilig ako dun minsan eh.
Oh, yeah.
I'll watch it.
I
I'll
would
watch
highly recommend it, no? Na i-subtitle nila on the second viewing.
Yeah, just to really, alam mo yun, para mas marami kang makagat doon sa meaty story ng Dune 1. Alam mo yun, pare.
Ganda lang
So,
talaga ng movie na to, man. Wala na akong
pare,
ibang masabi.
meron ba tayong negatives? Anything, guys? Anything negative that you would say
I
about
honestly would say the negative lang talaga in terms of it is the pacing and the time. Okay, I mean the pacing. Again, tama, I have to agree na the pacing is done that way kasi meron siyang gustong i-tell na story. And also, yun nga, what do you call this? It makes sense naman to the whole story. The thing is kasi, not everyone, I think, would like the pacing
Totoo.
talaga.
Yun nga.
Kasi ito, honestly, if you're not invested in it, 30 to 40 minutes in, you might actually, if you're just watching at home, you might actually change a movie, in my opinion.
That's true.
Kung hindi ka invested in it.
That's true. Kumbaga, watch, this is not a date movie.
Hindi.
Basically, yeah, hindi siya ganun eh. So talagang pag inupuan mo to, either you're gonna be focused talaga or lilipad yung utak mo to the point na parang, ano ba nangyayari na? Asa na ba to? Alam mo
Man,
yun? So,
pagka may date ka dito, pre, baka mag-away kayo. Kunwari, kinulit ako ng date ko na parang ano, ina mo, manood ka kaya? Gaganunin ko talaga yun, man.
Exactly.
Funny story, pare, guys. Mabilis lang. Yung nanonood kami ni Mean, yung girlfriend ko ng Blade Runner 2049.
Oo.
Kinakausap niya ako. Parang ako, wait lang ha. Kasi magkaiba kami ng palette ng girlfriend ko sa movies.
Gets.
Si Mean very gusto niya yung movie na hindi boring, hindi masyadong mabagal. Alam mo yan. So, kami, medyo in a way baliktad kami sa taste namin in terms of movie. So, minsan, yun nga, like, kunyari nanood kami ng Blade Runner, nakakatawang experience talaga yun. Kasi right after nung experience na yun, the day after, pinanood ko siya mag-isa.
Yeah, exactly. Ganon type siya ng movie. Parang, kung invested ka and you're really into it, you're really into it. It's just that na parang, if you're gonna be a casual na parang, dadaanan ko to kasi parang feeling ko, okay naman. Medyo magda-drag out ka even especially with the sounds. Honestly, the Dolby Atmos may mga moments kahapon na medyo nakaka-overwhelm yung sound na parang ako naiirita kasi parang bakit sobrang lakas? Parang ganun yung feeling kasi first time mo bumalik sa cinema. So maybe, baka kung casual fan ka, may mga moments kasi na parang hindi mo ma-appreciate yung mismong art na ganun. Especially with the pacing. And then, puta sobrang overwhelming talaga sa sound ng Dolby, gago. Kasi like, ang lala.
Pero gago, yun yung maganda eh. Lalo na sa explosions, pare. Kasi ina talaga, yung isang part talaga, di ba paulit-ulit ko sinasabi to kahapon, yung nagda-drop yung mga bomba tapos tumatagos dun sa mga force fields ng mga ships.
Yes.
Gago, ang ganda nung sound design, man.
Ang ganda.
Sobrang tontuwa ako dun.
Yun nga. Yun. Yun lang naman sa akin. Honestly, nothing negative regarding it. It's just that yung pacing is not for everyone.
It's so, kumbaga watch, meron kang worries worried ka sa mga ibang casual fans. I would
Yeah,
say.
actually,
Actually,
totoo
not
yun.
just casual fans. Kasi na-experience ko may mga times na parang ako, tangina, parang ang tagal.
Uh-huh.
Yun for
Gets.
me. So that was, in my opinion, that was type of the negative experience. Now, I've watched the Zack Snyder 4-hour cut and I would say na parang mas less yung moments na masasabi ko, tangin ng bagal compared sa Dune. But if you're gonna ask me, may mga moments sa Zack Snyder cut, na tangin na, hindi naman nila talaga kailangan isama yun, sinama lang nila. But the thing is, it was entertaining for me
Gets.
as a viewer. Kasi tangin, either siguro, nakita mo nag-uusap si The Flash or something, di ba? Even if it's a 4-hour movie.
Mhm.
But the thing with Dune kasi, again, I'm just getting started with the world. So may mga moments ako parang kailangan ba talaga to? But then again, it's all
Yeah.
gonna make sense at the end, especially when you watch it
Totoo.
the second time.
Totoo.
So
Yeah.
yun lang yung parang ko dun. Yun lang yung parang honestly the negative experience. Pero all in all, wala akong masasabing masama.
Oh, same tayo,
Even the
watch eh.
acting.
Parang, yung concern ko hindi masyado sa akin. Yung concern ko para sa ibang tao eh. Kasi gusto ko
Parang ganun.
talaga mag-succeed tong movie na to, gago. Tapos kung titignan lang to ng mga tao na as mabagal na film na tong puro setup, men, mabuburat ako kasi, alam mo yun, hindi nila ituloy yung mga susunod na mga movies
Yeah.
dahil dun. So,
I feel you.
parang gusto kong magustuhan nila to eh. Kasi, na-enjoy ko talaga yung putang ina
Yes.
movie na to, men. Pag di mo to na-enjoy, putang ina ka. Cash me
Oh.
outside.
Kaya sobrang agree ako sa iyo, Ivan, actually. Ano kasi pare like yung perspective ko before in movies, like these kinds of movies are very okay, this is gonna sound very pretentious maybe sa mga iba sa inyo, pero I think these kinds of movies like Dune is very special. It's special because it's not for everyone.
Mhm.
It's special because it is a passion project. It is
Yeah.
it is a franchise that is being held by a super competent director and team, 'di ba? Nandito rin
Yes.
Hans Zimmer. So I really want these kinds of movies, not just Dune, pero yung mga ganitong klaseng movies to be successful in the box office. Kasi guys, isipin nyo in the future kung hindi natin sinusuportan yung mga ganitong movies na iba yung panlasa sa usual natin. We're just gonna have the same shit. We're just gonna have Army of the Dead 100. Alam mo yun? Parang, ayoko. Alam mo yun?
Ina, sabi
Give me
sa'yo,
something
men.
fresh, pare.
Yung
Alam mo
dance
yun? I
number
don't
sa
want
beach,
fast
dadating yun.
Oh. Tapos may amnesia.
Oo, tas may amnesia. Sure.
Tapos police pala siya dati.
Oh, sabay sa yung huling laban sa warehouse.
Tapos may sasabog na Lancer na box type, pare.
Late yung police, no? Late yung police. Yung Lancer na nasabog, 20 mph ang takbuhan, pero sumabog dahil nabangga. Nabangga sa puno, tapos yung puno mo hindi naman nabangga.
Idag yan.
Pero that's exactly my point, guys. Dune is a very special movie, and just like yung sinasabi nga ni Ivan na kind of worried nga ako in a sense doon sa it's not for everyone. Kasi alam mo yun, if I have any I wouldn't say influence, pero if the people that know me, my friends, and the people that see my shit online, alam mo yun, care at least or may konting pake sa mga sinasabi ko about movies, I really want to tell them to support Dune and support these special movies na alam mo yun na hindi natin nakukuha to every year, guys. This is not a yearly thing, alam mo yun. This is not even a Marvel movie.
Yun nga.
Alam mo yun, there was a time that Marvel movies were special but they became the norm. And that's not really a problem because I'm a fan. What I'm trying to say is that movies like Dune need support because we need to continue and support creators that make really good shit tulad ng Dune, pare. Kasi alam mo yun, we're all just going to win in the end kasi we're just gonna have much more richer content to consume in the future. Alam mo yun, hindi puro Army of the Dead, hindi puro Marvel, hindi puro DC.
Yun yung maganda eh. Ang maganda sa Dune, pare, parang hindi lang for audiences eh, also for directors or writers or mga creators of these films.
It's inspiring.
Oo, kasi parang magiging mas brave sila na gawin yung gusto nilang gawin para sa movie. Para lang maibigay nila sa audience yung talagang vision nila na without worrying about kung ano, yun nga, katulad na sabi mo, kung ano yung trend, kung ano yung meron sa Marvel movies. Kasi putang ina, men, parang, masaya ako na nakikita ko sila Spider-Man. Pero parang, naiisip ko din, kago hindi tayo, yung reason kung bakit hindi na gumagawa ng maraming movies yung mga tao kasi ang gusto ng tao ito lang. Pero
Puro
tang ina
Spider-Man,
dadating tayo sa point na gago magsasawa yung tao. Doon man kailangan natin ng iba't ibang klase ng movies panoorin. Lalo na para sa atin tayo ng mga movie fans pare na mahilig manood ng movies, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Parang hindi naman tayo nagre-revolve lang sa Marvel na movies yung gusto natin panoorin eh. So ako tangina na-excite ako. Sobrang buti lang nilabas sila to kasi feeling ko ang daming may inspire na na mga creators para na gumawa ng ganitong klaseng
I
movie.
agree. It is, pare, and I agree. And I really think, parang sinabi ko kanina, I really think that Dune is going to be, alam mo yun, magiging, hopefully pero may potential siya eh. Hopefully, pag natapos yung trilogy na to, it will be in the same breath as a Star Wars, as a Lord of the
There is.
Rings.
Oo, men,
There is.
feeling
There's a big
ko
chance.
talaga.
Kaya eh. Kaya siya
Feeling
eh.
ko
And
talaga, men. Ganda ng
yun yung,
mundo na to.
these movies are very special and I really want people to continue supporting it. So, ayan, I guess, for me, pare, yun yung pinaka, point, I guess. Other than the movie is good. The point is, support different shit kasi, alam mo yun, we're all just it's going to be a net benefit in the end. Kasi,
Mhm.
alam mo yun, ang hirap naman na every year, puro superhero movies lang. I mean, I get it, I like it. I'm a superhero fan,
Oo.
comic book
Same.
fan, pero, di ba,
Same.
parang we need some variety because, sometimes hindi na ako, ewan ko parang even before I was, kumbaga yung pagka-fan ko sa comic books, separate siya sa pagka-fan ko ng cinema. Does that make sense?
Oo.
Yeah.
Alam mo yung parang sinasabi mo na, fan ako ng Lakers, pero mas fan ako ng basketball. Alam mo yun?
Oo, totoo.
So parang, for me, as a cinema fan, parang I really think it's important to support these kinds of movies kasi ito yung mga movies na I think that would really, alam mo yung parang makaka-inspire talaga siya ng tao na to push, alam mo yun, to keep living, even kahit ganun ka-simple, honestly. Kasi, like, Lord of the Rings, that's why it's special kasi it's one of those few movies that give me hope.
Mhm.
You know, alam mo yun, parang as cheesy as it sounds, guys, pero yun nga, as a cinema fan, parang I really want more shit like this. I want more parang unique, different, and
Mhm.
very, alam mo yun, parang I know this movie is not for everyone, pero my point is this movie is for someone or
Yeah.
a few individuals, and the few individuals that would see this movie in such a unique light, alam ko magbabago buhay nila for the better.
Mhm. Totoo, men. Parang ang tawag mo diyan, kailangan natin 'to lahat, men, para mag-succeed
Yeah.
yung cinema. Hindi
It's art.
hindi pa lang nare-realize ng
Art.
tao 'yan, pero feeling ko soon makikita nila 'yan. So para sa mga tropa natin, panoorin niyo talaga 'tong movie na 'to. May mga Easter eggs pa tayo napansin doon. Yung callbacks tsaka yung Easter eggs na napansin ko doon, yun nga, yung kay Poe Dameron, gago.
Yeah,
Na gusto niya
that
maging
was nice.
pilot. Gago, tayo natatawa ako doon, pre. Sabi ko, men, di ko alam kung parte ba talaga ng libro to o dinagdag lang nila. Pero gago, si Poe Dameron to, pre.
You were the best pilot of the galaxy in another franchise.
Diba? Sobrang tawa ako doon, Ben. Pero, yun na, sa mga Easter eggs, wala pa masyado, o callbacks, wala akong masyado,
Uh-huh.
yun lang eh. Meron pa ba kayo nakita?
I wouldn't say Easter eggs, Brad, pero I really like the scene na nagpa-pilot yung airpot niya. Kasi nakikita mo na talagang, even though na he was a duke or a king,
Mhm.
nakita mo na talagang competent pilot siya, pare. Alam mo
Oo.
yung, ang dami niyang nakikita, na hindi nakikita ng iba niyang team,
Oo.
ng parang helicopters.
O yung
Na alam mo,
sinisave nila yung mga tao dun sa sandworm.
yeah, yes,
Oo.
exactly. Parang doon mo nakikita na parang, yung sinabi niya doon sa earlier scene na, I actually wanted to be a pilot when I was a kid. Tapos ngayon na nakikita mo na he was piloting something, alam mo talaga na parang, oh fuck, he was really gifted to be a pilot. Alam mo,
Oo.
hindi yung parang pangarap lang.
Oo.
So
Galing,
it
galing.
was nice to see that na parang fuck legit na hindi lang siya yung tipong nangarap na maging pilot. As in, he really had it in himself to be a great pilot. So it was nice to see that for me doon sa movie.
Yeah. Si Pao nandito, dumaan siya, sabi niya, good PM mga Lods. Hello Pao, what's up?
Yun!
Well,
Basta,
that's
Pao
all.
Ichu.
Also si JM, tangina, speak of Pao-question, ano nangyari sa stream natin? Tangina, baka
Wala na yan,
sa
pre.
year ng Dune. Kung ina na, mauna pa yung
Tangina.
revision ng Dune bago lumabas yung putang ina
Men,
na yan.
nakaka 33 weeks na tayo, gago. Wala pa.
Wala pa rin. 33 weeks na, men.
33 weeks na. Tangina. Ayun, sabi ni JM, awesome talk again, guys. Going live na rin on
JM.
my end. Can't wait whatever's in store for next week. Also, 20th year anniversary Metal Gear Solid 2 tomorrow. Hail, watch,
Wow.
flick, friends, and Evanders. Maraming salamat, man.
salamat,
JM.
pare.
And
So,
also check out Zero Hour.
No, check out yung 0 hour discussions, man. Sobrang
Yeah.
solid ng content nila dyan.
Good luck and have fun your stream in a while.
Yeah, JM,
Thank you for dropping by.
if meron kang gagawing Dune episode, let me know. I want to drop by even though I know,
gago.
even though konti lang alam ko about the lore, I want to talk more about it because this shit is really addicting, guys. Dune is like, alam mo yung first time mong makakain ng fries ng McDo, parang kulang yung isa eh. Gusto ko pa,
Oo,
it's too
man.
good. Pero
Ina,
syempre,
ito.
masarap pa rin Burger King.
Burger King.
Burger King talaga. Burger King.
Parang first
Masasarap
time
ang
ako
Burger
kumain ng
King.
4 cheese Whopper, gago.
Iba.
Yeah.
Iba talaga lasa.
Iba.
Yung kitang-kita mo yung pagka-cheesy. Hindi, hindi
gago.
nakakauma yung cheese eh.
Yes,
Oo.
tama.
Hindi yan quick melt, hindi yan quick
Hindi
melt.
quick melt, men. Talagang hindi talaga. Iba-ibang klaseng keso eh.
Oo.
Masarap.
Plus, masarap kainin yun pag pwede na kumain sa cinema. Sa Green Hills, Promenade, Dolby Atmos.
Dolby Atmos.
May Burger
Tama.
King.
Sa may
Tama.
Burger King
Bagay
ka
na
doon,
bagay
diba?
ang combination. Burger King
Bagay na
plus
bagay.
Promenade na Dolby Atmos. Puta.
Dolby Atmos. Ang gandang di ba? Plus French fries from Potato Corner.
Yung
Yan.
adobo, naka-release lang nila ng adobo flavor, di ba?
Adobo flavor. Baka naman masubukan natin yan.
Baka naman.
Baka naman, Potato Corner. Sige na. Baka naman masubukan namin yan.
Tangin yun. Naghahanap na sponsor eh.
Anong drinks kasabay?
Yan, masarap din ang lemonade ng
Tate.
tape.
Masarap ata itong may whey, no? Anong whey pa maganda kasabay?
Actually, Brad, pag movies, medyo mas prefer ko mag-quickly eh. Kasi they're a
Ah,
tried and true brand, pare. Even before milk tea craze happened, it was quickly. Kumbaga,
Quickly.
alam mo yun, pare, kumbaga, yung mga Serenity, yun yung Star Wars, pero yung Dune, yun yung quickly.
Yung
pare.
quickly.
Tama.
Yun yung
Sakto.
nauna.
Ang ganda nung analogy. Ang ganda nung analogy.
Speaking of quickly, merong quickly sa Green Hills,
Oh,
pare.
malapit
So,
lang.
pwede mo pa sa may
Walking distance.
Walking distance.
Walking distance lang.
Ang ina. Planado lahat
Okay.
eh.
Alam mo, parang gusto ko sa Green Hills, hindi ka nahihirapan mag-parking eh. Alam mo yun, pare.
Oh, madami parking.
Madami
Tapos
parking,
kasi kung pupuntahan mo yung yung Promenade Dolby Atmos Theater nila, tangina hindi ka kahit pa magtagal ka doon sa parking, worth it talaga.
Mabait ng mga tao.
Mabait
doon, diba?
tao. Nakilala nga tayo,
First
nakilala tayo. Fans mga fans yung mga tao doon sa loob.
Fans pala.
Kahit nakamask tayo, nakilala tayo, pare.
Oh,
Ang
mga
bango
tigang
naman.
pala. Mga tigang
Ang bango,
pala.
pare. Ang bango. Para kang pumasok ng Shangri-La, pare.
Parang ganun. Baka naman,
Pare.
paspat na. Green Hills, tsaka Shangri-La, paspat naman, no? Dami na kaya
Oo.
yan.
Pero yung mga tao,
Oo,
ano,
basta naman.
saan nakuha yung training ng tao? Watch, saan nakuha yung training ng mga tao?
Ay, yung training ng tao parang sa Rockwell. Alam mo, yung mabait. Ang gagaling. Rockwells, Shangri-La, tsaka Green Hills, paspat naman.
Tangina sponsor. Tangina mag-attack na sponsor eh.
Itag na kaya natin.
Oh, pare, pag minsan, alam nyo guys, after movies, masarap pag-usapan yung movies, di ba?
Oh.
Pero mas masarap pag-usapan yung movies pag meron kang Sunmig light na hawak.
Oh.
Pare.
Tangina lahat ng ginawa natin kahapon sponsor eh.
Tatag ko na. Pinag ko na.
Yeah.
Tag na tayo. Green Hills, baka naman.
Oo. Yeah.
Kahit na lang. Kahit once a month, may libre na may movie tickets.
Oo, okay lang.
Dolby
I-review
Atmos.
namin eh. Pero actually, pag pag-usapan, sa pag-usapan natin yung mall, ito talaga yung pinakamaganda, isa sa mga pinakamagandang movie theater sa Itaw. Kaya kailangan mag-step up ng Robinson's Antipolo, putang inaase.
Ina mo, Robinson. Ina mo.
Kaaway talaga eh.
Oh, man.
Tangina mo,
Tangina.
Robinson's
Doon ako
Antipolo.
nag-register ng
Tangina mo.
Puta ina, ito yung masabi ko, pre. Ito yung nakakainis doon, men. Bago, tangina yung simulan ko lang yung rant ko sa sinihan ng Robinson's Antipolo. Tangina, punta ng Promenade, 'di ba, para manood ng Dune na sobrang ganda movie, sobrang ganda ng sound system. Tapos bumalik ako recently sa Robinson's Antipolo na cinema para lang sa voters ID registration ko. Putang ina, men. Ang pangit talaga na siniyan na yung nakabukas na yung ilaw, pre. Sira pa rin yung mga
Ay,
upuan.
ano ba
Wala
yan?
pa silang pinapalabas doon, pre. Kaya
Kasi
tang
meron
ina,
pang
step up.
popcorn sa floor mula 2 years ago eh, no?
Oh, men. Tang ina, step up, step up. Puin ng ina. Galit na galit eh, no? Gago pa mama, hindi na ako papasukin doon. Pero
Ako na
gago,
na may poster,
may ginagawa
wanted,
pa naman,
bawal
may ginagawa
papasukin.
pa naman silang isang building, pare. Parang feeling ko lalagyan din nila cinema. Tapos kunwari maganda doon, tang ina mo, ikaw ba si Evanders? Gago, bawal ka dito.
Okay naman. Okay ka, mura ka na mura sa stream mo, puta ka.
Pero may litrato kayo na naka-print out,
Oh.
huwag papasukin. Tapos po ka, Ivan. Ay,
Huwag
Ivan.
Huwag papasukin. Tigang. Huwag papasukin.
Ay,
Tigang.
ina. Alala.
Ayun,
Ano guys, like, bibigyan na ba natin to ng talong
talong rating.
Pwede
Ayos,
na.
Bigyan natin talong rating. Pwede na.
Okay, sige mga pre. Ito na yung pinainihintay natin mga tol. Ito na Hanep! Ina nga sinasabi ko eh.
Simulan natin.
Okay guys, tangina. So, get ready guys for my very biased review and and score of this fucking movie because I am a fanboy of both the director and the genre and also the characters and also the music composer of this franchise in Hans Zimmer. Ang masasabi ko lang sa movie to guys, when you watch Dune, you know you're witnessing history. This has the potential to be the next Lord of the Rings, the next Star Wars. Ito yung mga movie na sigurong pag-uusapan ng mga tao, maybe the younger generation in the next 20 to 30 years. It has that potential. Keyword potential. Because it can go downhill. Okay, I understand it can go downhill. But potential-wise, grabe, sobrang taas. Number one draft pick siya talaga in terms of basketball
Ooh.
talk. In terms of cinematography and basically just the overall work of Denis Villeneuve, pare, I love this guy. Denis Villeneuve is my favorite director. So I can't really say more on perfection. He did all the perfect things as a fan of his because he worked on details na that cinema fans are really attuned to. Yung tipong mapapansin mo kung talagang you pay attention with the movie. And at the same time, his exploration in the sci-fi world wherein he incorporates realistic to the down-to-earth materials. At the same time, pare, pati yung ano niya, pare, yung vision niya doon sa world building ng Dune at saka yung combination ni Hans Zimmer doon sa pag-score ng sound design ng moving to, sobrang perfection, pare. As in, yung meme ni Magneto doon sa X-Men First Class,
Perfection.
Yun yung masasabi ko kay Hans Zimmer at saka kay Denis Villeneuve. I love them both. As in, big fans ako sa kanila. At the same time, characters, actors, walang tapon at all. Zero, pare. Even the smaller, alam mo yung may mga characters dito na tipong maliit lang yung role. And sa sobrang liit, hindi ko nga maalala yung name. But I remember the impact of their screen time. I remember them kasi they all had very special moments that did matter. And syempre, the people who are leading the charge, kumbaga, tulad nila Timothy Chalamet, tsaka nila Oscar Isaac,
Rebecca Ferguson. Let's not forget that
and
girl.
Rebecca Ferguson and Zendaya, everyone did their part so well. As in talagang exceptional. And again, first time ko makita mag-act si Timothy Chalamet, I was just blown away. I think he's going to be the next Leonardo DiCaprio or even more. Seriously. Other than that, pare guys, this movie is perfect. It feels like I'm witnessing history. I think this can be the next Lord of the Rings in terms of, alam mo, in the same breath siya. Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. Maybe you can say Harry Potter, pero not really. Anyway, kasi parang may tier yan eh. May levels. Parang Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, tapos Star Trek, tapos sa baba ng Star Trek, tapos Harry Potter. Anyway, I think that Dune has to, alam mo, meron siyang number one draft pick potential. So, ang ibibigay ko ditong score, guys, is a solid 10 inches out of 10.
Gago! Perfect
Get
score,
ready for the
man!
so much for so much biases. Pero wala, sinabi ko na, man. This movie is
Ang taas, man! Pero, gago. Ina, solid yun, pre.
Deserving,
Buong buo
deserving.
Pero kasi
talaga.
pare, at the same time, this movie, even though it's slow, it's self-aware.
Ah,
Alam mo yun? Kumbaga,
totoo.
alam niya na kailangan siya maging ganun for it to tell this very unique story. So,
Yun yung,
yun.
ano no? Tang-inang haba nun, kasama tangkay, pre. Putang ina.
Oh, pare.
Pero,
Sagad to the bones yan, Brad.
pero yung mga tol, tangina katulad na sinabi ni Migo. Kasi, yung, ako personally, na-enjoy ko yung isang movie. Let's say, hindi ko gusto yung storya. Kasi itong movie na to, hindi pa siya kompleto eh. Kumbaga, hindi pa siya, hindi pa talaga sobrang buong-buo yung storya. Kasi,
Yes.
kapiraso pa lang to ng, ng isang napakalaking parte, or napakalaking buo pala, sorry. So, pero, ang positive talaga nito, kung yung movie, sobrang nare-reel in ako dahil dun sa mundo na binubuo niya. Gago, sold na ako dun sa movie na yun. At yun yung ginawa netong Dune, pare. So, nung katulad ng sinabi ko, lagi kong babalikan to eh. Lagi ko sinasabi, pag pinanood nyo to sa simula, as in yung first few minutes sa movie, iisipin nyo, putang ina ano nangyayari, pero in a good way. Kasi gusto mo malaman kung ano pa yung nangyayari. Yung characters, pare, katulad sabi ni Migo, wala talagang tapon, men. Yung favorite namin lahat, yung box scene dun sa, yung kay Timothy Chalamet, pare, sobrang galing lang talaga ng acting nila lahat. Wala, parang, ang tawag doon, parang they were born for their roles, pare, itong mga artista na to. Sobrang galing lang talaga. Wala na akong ibang masasabi, wala akong critique, pare. Hindi nga ako artista, dapat di ako mag-critique kung iisipin mo. Pero kasi, sobrang galing lang talaga nila. Mararamdaman mo yung emotion sa gusto nila i-portray na right from the screen papunta sa'yo, gago. Ganun sila agaling. In terms of sound design and score, tangina men, ano pa hingin mo, Hans Zimmer yan, pare, isa sa mga legends yan in the music industry, lalo na sa Hollywood, pare, yung pagkagawa ng score. Nung yung mga pinanood nga aming breakdown ng Vanity Fair nung sa box scene na yun, na hindi namin in-expect na tangina gagamitin mo yung sound na yun para mag-inflict lang or magbigay ng emotion sa ganto sa tao.
Yes.
Sobrang talino talaga ni Hans Zimmer. Panoorin nyo to, yung movie na to sa magandang sound system na cinema. Kung hindi man, mas maganda kung panoorin nyo sa mas magandang sound system man lang sa kwarto nyo or with speakers. Ano pa pwede kong sabihin? Actually, wala na pare. Wala na ako ibang masamang masasabi. Siguro pacing yun lang nga. Hindi para sa lahat ng tao. Pero alam mo, sa totoo lang, hindi siya napupull down nung movie na to eh. Yung pacing na to. So, bibigyan ko to pare ng napakahabang 9 out of 10 pare. Etong movie na to, 9 out of 10. Ganun ko na-enjoy itong... Hindi pare, 9 out of 10. Sobrang na-enjoy ko itong movie na to. Dahil dahil dun sa world, yung mahilig ako sa ganun eh. Basta nai-immerse ako sa isang bagay, pare. Alam mong nandun na ako sa mundo na yun. Parang feeling ko, pwede ako sumama sa mundo na yun. Utang ina,
Yes.
panalong-panalo to movie na to. 9 out of 10 inches, pre.
Yes. That's a good one. I guess nasabi naman lahat.
Mm.
So, in terms of, I would highly recommend people to watch this movie. Again, ang downside lang talaga is spacing for me, but everything, characters, acting, score, the world itself, I really enjoyed it and I'm excited to see more of this content. Lahat ng actors magaling. So kung naghanap kayo ng pangit na actors dun sa movie, I don't think meron ni isa. Kahit yung mga extras sila did well. Wala akong napansin na parang olats yung mga actors nun. So I guess everyone did their part really well. Doon mo makita na sa sobrang passionate ng director na inspire na siguro maging maganda lahat ng performance ng kanyang actors. And from the looks of it, based on the Vanity Fair review, Vanity Fair interview, it's like everyone had a great time regarding doing the movie. Even Hans Zimmer, mukha naman siya nag-enjoy. Dennis, the director, really he enjoyed the film. So I'm giving this a 9.
Why?
I'm giving this 9 inches for this movie. The reason why is,
We all love it. I love it.
Again, they're really more, the reason kung ba't di ko siya bibigyan ng perfect score, kasi I guess may mga moments
may room for improvement pa eh.
Yeah, no way but up. Sabi nga nila, no way but up. Pero, ang sa akin kasi is parang may mga moments na shit, talagang nabagalan lang ako. But then again, even when the reason na mas na-enjoy ko lang siya is because I rewatched it again. But personally, baka on the first showing nyo, medyo hindi kayo medyo hindi kayo ganun kasold. So I highly suggest you watch this twice just to get a little bit more on
I agree. Watch
story
it
itself.
twice. I agree. Watch it
Oo.
twice.
Yan lang mga tol, inan, tataas ng rating natin, men. Ito na kaya pinaka-highest rated natin na ano? Ay, hindi, magiging,
I think
hindi. So, yung average score natin is 9.3. So, round off natin 9. So, kapantay siya ng low-key pala. Ay, ng Suicide Squad, 9 yun, di ba?
Suicide Squad.
Oh, yun.
Yeah, Suicide Squad is
Yun.
May cellphone, may
May cellphone.
Hindi, okay na, okay. Sorry.
Yun.
Okay.
Anyway, yun na nga mga tol. Yung rating namin, yung talong rating namin is 9 out of 10 inches. Tang inang haba, men. Sobrang haba. Exciting. Sobrang worth it talaga. Pera mo, 300 mo. Sobrang sulit. Sa Promenade Green Hills, Dolby
Promenade
Atmos
Green
Theater.
Teka lang, di ba pag 9.3 pag renowned natin, dapat 9.5 yun?
Hindi, men. Hindi.
Di ba?
Hindi.
Bukas sa mati.
Hindi. Pag ano,
Orange.
5 pag 5 pataas, ano, parang round off mo sa
9.5.
whole number.
Yes.
Yan. Okay. Talagang meron ako pinupush na agenda.
Gusto mo, ito yung pinakamataas natin eh.
Para I love this movie too much. I love this movie too much.
Oo.
At least I made it clear na very biased ako talaga dito.
Mm-hmm. Pero may rason naman eh. Pero yun na nga mga tol. Saan tayo, men? Magkano ba tayo piniling talong?
Oh, yun, yeah. Okay. Anyway, yun. So that is our talong rating. Anyway, guys, so ito lang part ng show namin. Kung saan magbibigay kami ng aming mga movie selects for this coming weekend. Ito ang piniling talong of the week. So, anong piniling talong na, boys?
Guys, piniling talong of the week ko is, of course, in theme with my favorite director, the Lord and Savior, Denis Villeneuve, pare, of cinema. Guys, Denis Villeneuve is a great sci-fi director. But before he made the great movie Dune...
Wait lang.
Sige.
Go lang. Before he made the great movie Dune na this year lumabas, he really got my attention in terms of his greatness when I watched Arrival starring sino nga ba yung Amy Adams.
Amy Adams.
Starring Amy Adams. Yes, there you go. So guys, I would say kaya ko masasabi na yung piniling talong of the week ko is Arrival. It's because it's a very unique sci-fi movie because para siyang opposite ng lahat ng sci-fi movies na napanood ko eh. Because when you say sci-fi, parang grand ships, big RVs, alam mo yun, large battle scenes. But this movie was opposite of all that, which sounds not interesting. But because Denis Villeneuve had a clear vision of this movie, and it's actually a short story, if I'm not mistaken, dun yung unang kinuha yung script ng idea to or something like that. Ang ganda ng movie because there's a flow from ang galing talaga. I'm just gushing on Denis Villeneuve all over again because yung Arrival, that movie would have failed if it was handled by a different director, honestly. Kasi that movie needed to be perfect for it to be for it to be recognized as a sci-fi movie na unique and fresh.
Yes.
Kasi kung ibang director lang humawak nun, guys, medyo it would have appeared to be a pretentious movie. Honestly. But because of Denis Villeneuve's genius in his work in cinematography, in how he utilizes language in that movie, and how he utilizes music, in how he connects story threads and ideas in that movie, sobrang kakaiba, guys. As in, that's when I knew na Denis Villeneuve is my favorite director and not Christopher Nolan. That's when he changed my mind, actually. So, kaya ako masasabi na piniling talong of the week ko is Arrival, guys, is because it's one of those rare sci-fi movies na kailangan nyo mapanood talaga. And dun ko talaga unang na-recognize yung genius ni Denis Villeneuve. So, if you guys enjoyed Dune, I would say na ma-appreciate nyo rin tong movie niyang to sa Arrival with Amy Adams kasi it's basically Denis Villeneuve before he was on steroids. Kasi for me, Denis Villeneuve, when he directed Dune, para na siyang sinaksakan ng steroids. Parang nag-Super Saiyan 1 na siya. Alam mo yun? Yeah.
Parang
Dito sa
laban ni Freeze eh.
Oo, pare. Parang nag-Super Saiyan 1 na siya sa Dune eh. Dito
Oo.
sa Arrival, parang si Son Goku pa lang siya pero
Ah,
malakas na siya.
ah.
Alam mo yun?
Kumbaga si ano
Yun.
palang kalaban, si Vegeta pa lang yung kalaban. Oo.
Oo,
Okay.
Arrival. Watch it. Watch it.
Nice.
2016 if I'm not mistaken.
Ay na, ako naman pre, medyo cop out to eh. Pero kasi since sci-fi, wala na ibang dapat pag-usapan pa kundi favorite franchise ko men, which is Star Wars. Ano tawag dito, katulad nga nasabi namin kanina sa movies, or sa movie review, parang may mga elements dito ng Star Wars na dapat feeling ko, or ng sequel trilogy na dapat nandun. Pero wala nga lang. Pero bibigay ko sa inyo yung pinaka-favorite kong, hindi naman pinaka, pero isa sa mga favorite kong Star Wars movies.
Christmas special.
Hindi yung Christmas special. Pero tayo na solid dyan. Nakita natin yung home planet na yung Kashyyyk, man. Yeah, solid dyan. Pero, isa ako ang masasabi ko, na isa sa mga pinakamaganda Star Wars movies is yung Empire Strikes Back. So, kung papanoorin nyo, yun actually yung pinakamaganda. Pinaka-favorite ko is yung episode 6 kasi special sa akin yun. May reason kung bakit yung special sa akin. Pero yung Empire Strikes Back kasi yung isa sa yun yung pinakamagandang Star Wars movie na napanood ko. Actually, out of all the movies, ito talaga yung pinakamaganda na created by George Lucas. So, etong movie na to merong puso, may action, may storya, may depth yung storya kahit papaano men. Yun yung hindi mo na-expect sa Empire, sa mga Star Wars films na sobra eh.
Dito lumalim yung Star Wars.
Oo, sa Empire Strikes Back talaga. Kasi kung isipin mo yung A New Hope, parang yun palang introduction. Hindi ka pa, ka lang dun sa characters, pero hindi mo pa alam kung ano yung nangyayari sa mundo. Yung sa Empire Strikes Back, ganun. Kumbaga, na-capture niya na yung kung bakit mahal ng mga Star Wars fans yung buong mundo ng Star Wars dahil sa Empire Strikes Back. So, ang piniling talong ko is Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back.
Great choice.
Okay, so since sci-fi ang pinag-uusapan natin, nasama ako sa team. Ang choice ko for this week is a film by Timothée Chalamet, historical piece to, joke lang, it's sci-fi. The King, nasa Netflix siya. So it's
yung kay Robert Pattinson, gago.
Yep, Robert Pattinson.
Tangina.
I think maganda yung performance doon.
Is it a sci-fi movie?
No, hindi siya sci-fi, joke lang. Historical period piece to.
Okay.
Kung yung nagkamali, this is about the life of
LeBron James.
Henry V of England. So the King, ganda performance dito, maanga siya dito. Plus also si Robert Pattinson nandito. So medyo
siya yung French King dyan ang alam ko diba?
French Prince.
French Prince
of
Bel-Air.
Diba si Will Smith doon?
Iba, variant.
Variant. So, ayun, maganda performance dito. Na-enjoy ko siya panoorin. Hindi siya drag. For a period piece, hindi siya dragging in my opinion. Sa akin, ewan ko. Na-enjoy ko siguro dahil natuwa ko sa itsura ng mga period piece niya. Pero, yeah, Timothée Chalamet, one of, I guess, natuwa ko sa performance dito. Kaya rin ako na-curious. Pinanood ko to a few days bago tayo nanood. I think I watched this last Saturday kung hindi nakamali. So, yeah.
By the way, guys, gusto ko pala sabihin, follow up lang sa Dune. Yung costume design, sobrang 10 out of 10 din, pare.
Parang kada house mayroon silang pinapakita, especially dun sa gago, nakalimutan ko sabihin, sorry, yung armor scene, di ba, binanggit ko to hapon, yung lahat sila naka-armor pagbaba nila dun sa desert planet, gago. Tangina mo, sobrang bangis. Tapos nakakatawa na may mga bagpipes sila na pinapatugtog lahat. Sobrang epic.
Scottish bagpipes. Yeah.
Sobrang epic ng scene na yun. Tapos suot-suot nung king yung armor nung army. Parang feeling mo kasama din siya nun para i-lead yung mga tao. Sobrang ganda ng scene.
Solid.
And
so this movie is a 10 out of 10 talaga.
Tangina. 11.
Alright, so I guess yun na. Yun ang aming piniling talong of the week.
Ooh.
Alright, so, meron ba tayong nakidagdag?
I guess wala na, pare. Medyo na-explore na natin ng masinsinan nito, pare. Pati sponsor na ubos na natin, pare.
Okay, so I guess that's it for episode 33, guys. Maraming salamat. Sinamahan nyo kami. Sa mga viewers na sumama sa amin, sila Angelo, JM, Pao, Kim for dropping by, and Robin, thank you so much for joining us. Josh,
Yes.
maraming salamat sa
Si
Maraming
Angelo
salamat mga
Pumasto
tropa.
also.
Yeah. So there, I guess outro tayo.
Yes, so guys, thank you for joining us in episode 33 dito sa deep dive discussion ng Dune at saka yung pagbalik namin sa sinehan. Sana nag-enjoy kayo dito sa episode namin, guys. Remember, kung meron kayong other ideas, you can always drop us a message kung meron kayong gustong pag-usapan. Also, kung meron kayong ibang perspective sa Dune, baka mamaya magkaiba tayo ng experience sa moving to,
Oo.
let us know. Pero again guys, ako si Flick Friends. Kung gusto nyo makita kung saan pa ako gumagawa ng content, you can search Flick Friends in Facebook. That's where I do my movie reviews, series reviews. Doon din ako gumagawa ng mga kalokohang memes. So kung trip nyo yung mga ganong shit guys, Flick Friends, check it out. At the same time, gumagawa rin ako ng fitness-related content wherein I review fitness products and fitness equipment and also do some fitness content sprinkled in between everything. It's called Fit Friends. So guys, remember, sa kalokohan, Flick Friends. Sa kalusugan, Fit Friends. See you there, guys.
Nice. Ako naman mga pre, ako si Evanders, isang streamer ng Talong Gaming. Maraming salamat sa pag-tune in sa totoong episode 33. Well, episode 32.5 yung hapon namin. So,
Bakit yung kahapon?
Oh, para dun sa mga tropa namin, kaya na-late nung yung mga ngayon pa lang nalalaman, kaya na-late nung episode namin kasi may maganda kaming episode sana na planned for you guys. Magandang setup na episode. Nakita-kita kami. Pero check out nyo na lang yung page ni Watch, scroll down yan. Pero para sa mga, kung ayaw nyo naman tignan yung buo nun, gagawa na lang ako ng mga maliit na highlight video para dun sa episode 32.5 namin na ginawa kahapon. So, yun na nga mga pre, kung nagustuhan yung content na to, pa-like, follow, share yung mga pages namin. Yan sila, Flick Friends, Fit Friends, Evander Siya, Watch, para malaman nyo yung mga iba't ibang content natin. Pero yun nga, ulitin ko, mahanap nyo ako sa Evanders kong page, fb.gg/I'm Evanders. Gumagawa ako ng gaming content doon. Neto recently, hindi ako nakagawa ng mga streams, pero bala ko nang bumalik by next week. Sakto, kasi meron akong gustong laruin na feeling ko may enjoy nyo. Meron na akong planado, pre. Feeling ko talaga trip na matitripan nyo na naman to. Siyempre, wala nang iba kundi horror, pre. So, mababalik tayo sa horror uli para sa inyo mga tol. Kaya ita-ita tayo sa susunod.
Alright, and thank you so much guys for joining us. Ako naman si Watch. Mahahanap niyo ang aking page dito sa page na to. Malamang, ito yung page na yun. So, follow nyo na to, and also our YouTube, my YouTube page. It's also Watch. And don't follow me on Instagram. Do follow me on Instagram. It's at KGKawachi. And yes, on Monday, another episode of Watch Sports Podcast, which is also on Spotify. So guys, check that out. Although hindi pa ako updated sa Spotify ngayon. But then again, ang episodes ko ay the last episode that we had. It's basically the week recap, and this coming episode also a week recap. So guys, watch that out. We'll talk about the NBA, week 10 of NFL, and then international football. International break ang football season ngayon, so madaming international games na nangyari, and we'll check that out. So guys, that's it for us here in Tambayang Talong. Maraming salamat sa pagtambay, and we'll see you again soon next week. Bye. Take care and stay safe.
Bye mga pre.